Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright.
What's up, guys? To another episode of Voice of the Fan Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. We have Professor Flowers, 100% RC, and Taylor Gatwood with us tonight on a Tuesday. What's up, guys?
Before we start, before we start, fellas, can y'all see me?
Gatwood.
Can y'all hear me? He's talking about Gatwood. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me?
Yeah.
Am I orange?
No, you're not orange.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. What's up, man?
Not much, dude. Nothing much. How y'all day was today?
It was decent.
Crazy.
Man, it felt like Monday to me. It really did. Glad it ain't, but it did feel like Monday.
What's the 2.0? What's that stand for?
It's
his average fantasy points.
What do you say? What are you saying, man? He asked me, man.
Those are your fantasy points.
Oh yeah. Fantasy points. When I used to be a personal trainer, I had all kind of T-shirts that said all different kinds of stuff. So that's one of them.
2.0. Okay, I feel you. You know, me and Gatwood, we sitting on top of the standings right now in fantasy.
Hey, past 2 weeks, man.
He was just hating on me too.
Hey.
He just said my team was trash and I'm on top. So
yeah, you know more. Just because you know more right now don't mean anything. But I'm second, of course, 2-0. Flowers got his win. I know he was happy to edge that out. Well, hold on, you was ahead by 30-some points. I believe.
No edging. That was me playing. That's my beat kicked up victory.
you let me his Flowers.
No, I was thinking about last week. See, but how Mason working out for you? RC, you think about trading?
He's doing good.
What you think about doing with him?
Good. He's doing good. I ain't getting rid of nobody. I just need Jamar Chase to get out of his feelings. You know, he's tripping right now. And then I just got to stop playing people who have like this guy had Justin Hurt. What's his name? Play quarterback for the Eagles.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. And I had Devontae Smith. So whenever he threw to him, it just. I hate playing people who have what I have. I have one of the players, they have one of the players, and it's a back and forth type deal. But as far as our roster, we good. We just playing guys that's got better players that are producing right now. Well, we good.
I feel you. All right, well.
Patrick Mahomes gonna get going at some point.
I don't know. He was like that last year. He was trending downward at the end of the season. Yeah, that was Flowers saw. Man, he was trending downward. If all you
he
RC,
ruined my team last year.
Kelsey had 1 point last week or this week.
RC trade Patrick Mahomes for a middle-of-the-line quarterback and bolster up your running backs and receivers with that trade. It can be done.
On my bench, I have his backup. It's Brock Purdy. He had 18 points last week. All I did is put Purdy in. We good. We don't need to trade nobody.
I hope not with those 2 terrible interceptions he had yesterday.
Oh, look at you, man. Look at you. I came prepared today with notes just for you. So whenever you get
okay.
I'm prepared for all the slander today. So
you figure I'm gonna talk crazy today, huh?
Yeah, I got you.
Nah, I'm not one on trips today. I'm not. All right. Let's go. We'll start with the first game Thursday night game. Bills versus the Dolphins. Bills beat Dolphins 31-10. Bills go 2-0. Dolphins go to 1-1. So
Bills was my pick to win that division.
Yeah, Bills was my pick too to win. The thing is, though, something happened in the game that overshadowed, what happened. Tua, he was running for the first down, went head first, and he suffered another concussion. It looked really bad too. It looked like a normal hit, to be honest. We saw Jalen Hurts running with the football, taking big hits, going head first, but Tua, he went head first and got hit by Damar Hamlin, and as you know, he concussed. Flowers, man, everybody telling him that he need to go sit down. He need to think really hard about retirement. And I believe he came out. I don't know him. I think it was him. Let me see if I have the quote. It's been a long day. Hold on. I think I have it.
All right, it's another day of being a grown up.
I know, like I was looking at my phone today. I thought I screenshot what he said, but I guess I didn't. But anyway, Matt Daniels, he think that we need no need to talk about that. It's up to Tua to get figure out what he need to do. So Flowers, what you think Tua should do in this moment?
I agree with Coach McDaniel. I think it's Tua's decision. We can sit up here and say whatever we want to say about how we feel about the situation, but at the end of the day, we're not the ones that have to go out and play. If he's cleared and he feels the urge to still play, I mean, who am I to say, for him to go play or not? It's honestly up to him. I don't think he should listen to anybody as far as swaying him, because I wouldn't want him to do something he would regret, far as if he's cleared and he wants to play and he retires. That's something he has to live with. But I will say I do want him to think about his, longevity as far as life in general. Because this game is not more important than your life. I think he's had 5 concussions dating back to Alabama. So I think a lot of the problem is him not protecting himself. As I'm not trying to talk about Tua or anything, but last Thursday, he's running Damar Hamlin. I don't think he's aware of what a first down marker is. He's diving head first when he should be sliding, and he runs into Damar Hamlin. I don't think people understand how fast these players are moving. What you see on TV is not what's really going on the field. It's faster on the field than what you're seeing on TV. So these guys are moving at 18 plus miles an hour. And, he collides with a 200-pound man, and he, both of them running probably almost 20 miles an hour. That kind of thing is going to happen, especially with Tua having head problems. I wish him well. I want him to be healthy. It'll be a travesty if he couldn't play, because Tua's talented. A lot of great success down there with him and McDaniel. But at the end of the day, man, your health is more important than you going out trying to prove yourself. I get it that he doesn't want that to be his last play in the NFL, but I think he's guaranteed, if he's not cleared by doctors, I think he's guaranteed like $125 million. If he retires and he's cleared, I'm quite sure he probably have to negotiate a buyout with the team. So we'll see what goes on.
RC, what advice will you give Tua in this situation?
Well, I'm gonna quote a wise man. A wise man once said, "I think you better let it go." At this point, dude, I'm gonna be real. Watching him, I kind of feel like, do we think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer? Do we have a future Hall of Famer in this site? I don't think so. You need to think about his right now with everything that goes on with CTE and all the stuff like that. I think he needs to strongly consider it. When you start seeing rigor mortis, is what they call it, when you start seeing your fingers and do that repeatedly, because I've seen Steve Young concussions, but I never seen that. I never seen his hands do that. It get worse and worse, and the actual impact between him and Hamlin wasn't even that bad. It was kind of like Hamlin trying to grab him, and he missed. And so if he decides to continue to play, he needs to wear that thing over his helmet. Forget about style. It's all about safety. But if it was me and he was my brother, he was my homeboy, he was a cousin, relative of mine, shut it down. Think about your life after football. Because, listen, what happened to Damar Hamlin on national TV, everybody was so in their feelings about it. I don't even think Damar Hamlin need to be playing football again. you survived. You actually were dead on the field, my brother. It's not that important. And so with Tua, it's the same thing. Like it's not. I don't want to see a player die. I don't. We've seen a lot of things happen in sports. I'm old enough to remember seeing actual, the Paul George injury where he break his leg on national TV. Seeing players get injured, seeing Willis McGahee do this in a national championship game. We done seen Nick Chubb knees do the same thing over and over again. It's like, man, at some point, you got to think about longevity and your well-being and actually having a future. So if it was me, it would be a no. Retire and get your bread and go on to the crib. Get into television or something like that.
And Gatwood, if you are the Dolphins management, what is your next move here?
They got to do something. They got to make a trade. They got to pick up another quarterback, a veteran, because I don't think Skylar Thompson's going to get the. I don't think he's going to get the job done. Tyler Huntley, they just signed him to the practice squad. He can probably get the job done.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked good in the playoffs for the Ravens, a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they should bring a veteran in, maybe like a Joe Flacco, make a trade. I don't know if the Colts want to, trade Flacco, but if they did, I'd take a flyer on them.
Right. You get Josh Dobbs.
Joshua Dobbs is out there with 49ers. I think it's a time and place for Tua to understand that some things are bigger than football, like your family, your health. Most importantly, your health. You don't want to be 50 and not remembering your name, not remembering your kids and stuff like that. We saw
his nervous system.
His nervous system.
Yeah,
God rest his soul, Junior Seau. And people going through that stuff, man, with the concussions. Luke Kuechly, you saw him walk away from the game because he kept having them. So I know you love the sport, but sometimes you got to put your family and friends, in the mix. Most of all, what advice do you have for Tua?
You gotta be regarded on your own safety. That could have been avoided if he had slid, but he didn't do that. So, I mean, if he cleared and wants to play, I'm all for that. But at the same time, I'm like, I want to see him walk when he's 45 and 50. Because a lot of time we talk about how soft the game is now, which I agree to a certain extent. But when you see some of the old NFL players, when they turn 45, 50, some don't make it to 55 or 60. And the ones that do, they barely walking or it's a numerous health issues that they're dealing with. So, like I said, I just feel like that play, he had no awareness for his own safety. You got to slide,
Yeah, that's what I was pissed off about. That he didn't slide. I was really mad that he didn't slide at that time. Like I say, he didn't know where his first down marker was. But you have had too many head concussions. You can't be going in there head first.
I don't play football or ever play quarterback, but I'm assuming that if you running, you slide feet first. That's the first thing you do. But
can y'all imagine? This is why I think you should shut it down. Every game going forward, we're gonna watch it when the next year. There's no way he's gonna play football clean. Nobody's gonna touch him up. But now as a defender, I don't want to be the guy that want to knock him out or almost take his life. I don't want to be that guy. I don't care how much doctors are not. They're not God. They're not governors of our life. They practicing medicine every time. They're gonna give you their best educated opinion. But I mean, you don't think Hank Gathers and other people that pass playing different sports and spend Reggie Lewis, a lot of different names is out there that pass or kids that go out and play football on Friday night and they pass on the field because they think they're hydrated and they're not. Like you just can't. On the wellest day, like all of us, everybody always say this, you just don't know how well you are. You can drop dead at any moment. I don't care how much training you do, exercise you're doing. And those guys have the best of best. And I think for him in his situation is, like I said, it's the rigor mortis. When you start seeing that, do y'all watch UFC?
No.
You see them do this. I watch the highlights. I can't watch the actual fight, driving me crazy. But you see their arms get out and they kind of move like that, man. You do not. That's serious stuff right there, man. So
I seen that in boxing plenty of times. It's a terrible thing to see. And also, let me say this real quick. Sometimes I understand you're supposed to trust your doctors, but sometimes they're not always the most trustworthy people. You know what I'm saying? The doctors may tell him like, yeah, you could play, but I mean the best decision that he can make is probably not to play. Despite what the doctors may say.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I get more than one opinion too. If you seeing doctors, always make sure you're seeing other doctors too. Oh yeah,
you got 105 million reasons to quit.
Right.
They said if he's medically cleared to retire, he's going to get way more money than it is if he just retires on his own.
Yeah,
I was seeing about that. He gets way more guaranteed money if he's medically cleared to retire. So
medically cleared to retire?
Yeah. Because
he can't perform. Can't perform anymore. All right. Atlanta, man, they edged out the win over the Eagles 22-21. Ooh, it was a stalemate game. We saw the defense stepping up, and we saw the Eagles have a couple of miscues. Flowers, who lost this game? The Eagles. Who lost the game for the Eagles? Was it Hurts or who was it? The OC.
Kellen Moore, Nick Sirianni, man. I know I've been hearing back and forth people trying to defend Nick Sirianni and the third down call as far as him or the fourth down call him throwing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think people don't understand. Well, I think a lot of people understand the fact of the matter. It's these radio personalities and people that's trying to defend Nick Sirianni, and I get why they're saying, it's fine. It's early. They'll figure it out. If you run the ball on that third down instead of throwing the ball to Saquon, you keep the clock running, so you lose an additional 40, 45 seconds. All right? Whether you go for it, kick field goal, whatever, regardless, time is burnt. I just feel like Atlanta had too much time. They score. Philly still gets a chance. They get stopped. Look, if Saquon catches the ball, the game's over. I get that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I've seen in too many instances where if you just do the simplest things, you'll prevail. As far as I was listening to the radio today, and you had New York Giants fans calling and saying Saquon is top 3 in drops within the last 3 or 4 years. So that should have probably been something going into the game that should have known. But I just feel like these coaches put these players in these predicaments to whether they just have to do some simple stuff or just hand the ball off. You had like 185, 190 yards on the ground. Hand the ball off, keep the clock running. If you get the first down, you win the game. If you don't get the first down, the clock's still running. Atlanta has less time to operate. It's probably a different game. And I think they had some mishaps before halftime too far as taking points. So I said the talent is there, but A.J. Brown's not there. Like they're in trouble this week. They got to play the Saints. No A.J. Brown. I don't think they're winning that game. And that was probably the difference last night. But Atlanta's a feisty team that's figuring it out themselves. They have something that they haven't had in the past few years as far as a quarterback that can go win them a game like that. Because you have Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke, you don't win that game last night. But look, if they're paying Kirk Cousins to do, whether we think he's fully healthy or not, it just takes time to find his stride. And he found it late, and he got him to win.
How about the NFC South, man? That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Buccaneers and Falcons.
And the Saints.
And the Saints. Gatwood. Are the Eagles in trouble here?
No, I'm not worried about the Eagles. I mean, it's still earlier in the season. They didn't have A.J. Brown, which is a big deal. Jalen Hurts really played a good game, to be honest. He was running the ball like he did in 2022 when he got second MVP. He looked really good. He wasn't the problem. Like Flower said, it was on Sirianni and Kellen Moore. In that situation, I would have probably ran the ball because I mean, it's Kirk Cousins. He's a solid quarterback. But if it was Mahomes, if you're going against Mahomes in that situation, I would have went for it. You know how Mahomes is. He can score in 16 seconds. But in that situation, I probably would have just ran the ball.
That's a good one. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. RC, are people not scared of the Eagles anymore? Do they have them figured out?
Bro, people were never scared of the Eagles. I think you were just high on them, and then you never came on. You was high on them like giraffe booted. I mean, that's just
no, not me.
We never looked at the Eagles like unbeatable. Do y'all realize the Eagles? They done lost their last. It's like the last 8.
Yeah.
Play. They can't get up. They're like on I think they 1-8 in their last 9. So
like that.
So listen, man. You don't got Kelsey. You don't have leadership no more. Okay, you don't have veteran leadership in the locker room. Then your secondary is young. The play at the end, I knew they were going to score. Think about he threw the pass that he threw in the end zone. Like I could almost see it happen. It was a very simple play. London Drake. I mean, he kind of looked shocked himself that he was that wide open. And then I have an issue with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, your guy.
Oh man, I gotta get his jersey.
Last night, I was so bothered by it. Every time somebody try to honor Kobe, it's epic failure. Like anybody, Los Angeles Lakers with the uniform getting beat by the Nuggets, and this dude wear 8 last night and getting slapped in the face and getting ran over. I'm like, man.
He also made some key plays in that game.
He is a hit or miss guy. I think he was better as a Saint, but to me personally, I don't think the Eagles. They're not. I think if I had to say who were the top teams in the NFC, the Eagles would be probably 5 or 6 on my list because they lost a lot as far as leadership, and people never really feared them. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, without Saquon, I don't think they can move the ball as well. We see Saquon getting chunk yards,
and we seen the Jahad Dotson acquisition means nothing, does it?
Yeah, they had him last night over 2.5 receptions on Underdog, and I was like, oh, he's the number 2. He's easily gonna get that. He got 1 catch and screwed me and lost me money because he's supposed to get at least 3 catches.
Yeah, I think he had 2 catches.
In division, that means they don't think too much of you, sir.
I'm telling you,
that's what it looks like.
All right, most of all, we had people in our group chat talking about Kirk Cousins look injured. You think Kirk Cousins have a problem right now with the Falcons?
Honestly, he didn't look 100%. At least to me, he didn't see. Man,
go in depth. Go in depth in what you're seeing from Kirk. Why he don't look?
Let me tell you, Kirk is one of the most weirdest quarterback. He reminds me of Ryan Fitzpatrick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you don't think much of him, and most of the time he's mediocre. But then there's a stretch where he just absolutely balled out. And that I watched that last drive, man. And like I said in the group chat, man, he looked like prime Tom Brady or something. He's staying in the pocket, composed. It just, man, that last drive was incredible. But Kurt didn't look 100% to me. What
are you seeing that you keep saying that you don't look 100%?
I don't know. He seemed sluggish, at least to me. Even though he played a good game, he just seemed sluggish and all.
There were some clips. There were some clips I saw where it looked like he wasn't pushing off on his.
He's not going to, man, for a while. I had that injury. He's not going to be in set. Probably be a year before he really want to put his foot down and.
Maybe having thoughts about that said foot.
Of course.
That said leg. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's in his head. The injury it is.
For sure. I mean, Achilles is major.
Yeah.
All right. The Saints beat the Cowboys 44.
Hold on, rephrase that. They didn't just beat them, man.
Belt to ass.
Give me another word being besides beat without using profanity.
Obliterated.
You know what, Ben? You should be proud this week. Ben, you should be proud.
I wasn't celebrating nothing. I was just watching. You know what I'm saying? It was going so much. I was trying to keep up what was going on.
He was celebrating like
yeah, like Derek Carr in the end zone.
I was trying to figure out, like, hold up, like where this fire, like, well, this offensive firepower just keeps scoring like this on Dallas defense. I was kind of surprised they gave up that much.
Hey, so they were questioning the game plan that y'all had going into that game. Kubiak was my OC last year, and he ran that. I knew. That's why I took the Saints. Didn't I take the Saints? I knew. I said he's going to go in there because the Cowboys are using this man. They're using Michael Parsons like a 4-3 defensive end. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker, and they running right at him, and he is frustrated. His 11s look like they turned down and sticks in the ground. Like, he can't rush the passer. He's not a factor at all.
Yeah, we saw Michael Parsons on the sideline because they couldn't stop the run. They had him. They were trying to conserve his energy on passing downs, which is crazy. If you're the best player, the best defensive player in the league, the best DN, you're on the field all 4 downs. Which is smart. Yeah, they were running right at him and he couldn't do nothing about it. What you want to say, Flowers?
No, I hate that he has his hand in the dirt, all downs. Ever since last year, I've always felt like, especially running downs, man, y'all need to stand him up, put him in the middle.
Yes.
Let Michael Parsons be able to run sideline to sideline, because once an offensive lineman get their hands on him, is it. He's out to play, and that's not good for the Cowboys. Now, it's fine if you want to use him as a rusher. Like I said, this is all my opinion. I'm not the defensive coordinator, so what do I know? But if I was the defensive coordinator, I'm putting him in positions to where he's going to get touched the least amount of times he possibly can, especially on run down. On run downs, I'm standing him up. He can play the Sam or the Will, something like that. But on passing downs, if you want to move him around, let him go against these tackles or let him stunt or whatever you want to do. I just think it's irresponsible, whether it's Zimmer or whether it was Dan Quinn last year. You put Michael Parsons on a 5 or 7 technique and letting him put his hand in the dirt and let him go against your best offensive tackle, and he gets washed out the game.
It's not a coincidence, man. Because when he was at Penn State, he was a linebacker. And so, it's kind of like taking Anthony Edwards and say you go play point guard. He's going to look out of place. And so I really don't like it. I'm not surprised by what I saw, man. Dallas did nothing in the offseason. Nothing.
That works.
One thing that, we talked about them being in the West Coast offense and having a guy back there in Alvin Kamara, I think is better than Christian McCaffrey, because he ain't going to get hurt. He has, what is that stuff they had in Wakanda? Titanium.
Titanium.
I know for a fact he'd be drinking a little bit of that, because this is what happens when he catches the ball. It's like everybody slows down, he speeds up. And so that's the key to the Saints. If you stop Kamara, you stop the Saints. But if you don't stop Kamara, he unlocks the Pandora box. And so the Cowboys, when I looked at that game and they started panning the stadium, and they went to the sideline, they looked like we're in week 17 already. They're in trouble. Like, they look like, dang, we just lost a playoff game, because they're not used to losing this early like that. You see what I'm saying? Right. So they're in trouble.
It might have exposed them on the D-line that if you get physical enough with them and make them stretch, they'll get killed on the stretch runs.
Case for the last 3 years.
They were getting killed on the stretch runs.
They drafted a player from Michigan 2 years ago that never played at Michigan. Like, he never really played. He was a rotational guy. He was just big. Yeah.
And he's not on the field now. He's on the bench.
I saw somebody said that the Saints did exactly what the Packers did, copied their game plan in the playoffs to them. Yep. I mean, they had no run game.
Packers, Niners, Saints, West Coast offense, and then all 3 of them had really good running backs and good quarterback. That's crazy, man. It is the same blueprint. Dallas in trouble.
Because the Cowboys have no run game. I mean, Zeke's washed. I mean, they don't really have much in the backfield to help out Dak anymore.
Rico Dow.
You like him?
And you saw
No.
a little Vaughn come out there. It was so funny. Every time the Saints talk about Vaughn, they just looked there. They're like, just stand up. Like, come on, man. I was like, why y'all doing that, man, like that?
But what I know is about the Hoodats this year. See, even though in a small condensed 2 weeks, if they can stay healthy, they're going to be a problem because they have veterans at all levels. But the thing that pisses me off about the Cowboys is, if I was a Cowboy fan, I know my owner didn't do me no. He don't want to compete. After he paid after he paid Dak and he paid CeeDee Lamb, he don't want to compete. Because guess what? If Michael Parsons have a career year, we talked about this earlier, he got to pay him. He got to be the highest paid defensive player in the league, and he can't afford that. So he actually probably, I don't know how Jerry Jones worked, but do y'all really think you cannot do nothing in the offseason to be better?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't address anything. You don't even have rotational rush ends. Like, who's the other guy opposite of Michael Parsons? You got Lawrence over there, but when they go out, who's coming in?
Not even that. Like, who's the backers? The backers was invisible. Wasn't on the field yesterday.
I don't even remember
Sunday.
Y'all know
the Cowboys just look. What do you say, Gatwood?
So I don't even know who they drafted. Did they draft anybody?
They drafted an offensive tackle their first round.
Yeah,
their first round pick.
They should have got receivers in the free agency pool because Brandon Cooks, I don't know how old he is. I feel like he's about 33, 34.
Yeah, he's been in
he been in the league a long time. So y'all count on him. And poor CeeDee Lamb just got to do everything. Ferguson, he had a couple good catches, but they're not going to get the job done. Like, the problem was Jerry Jones thought Dak was just going to carry this team back to the same place while adding. That's not how it works, Jerry. You should know this. You got to add pieces, and they didn't. Especially with the running back. You brought back Zeke. He
have a choice.
To relive what? Relive nothing.
I mean, if
you think it's more the players or the scheme?
You got Rico Dow and Deuce Vaughn. That's it.
Yeah, I don't even know where Rico came from. He was just on the roster one day.
First of all, Gatwood, the issue with the Cowboys is when they didn't use an offseason like you're supposed to use offseason. Now, you don't go out and get 42 players. You don't go out and get 15, 16 players. You go get what you need. Like, you had a chance to get Derrick Henry. You had a chance to trade for Brandon Ayuk. You had a chance to do a lot of different things to make your team better. Are you really trying to win the Super Bowl? I say it every year in basketball, baseball, and football. There are only a handful of teams that are actually trying to win the Super Bowl. Dallas is not trying to win the Super Bowl. Dallas is very profitable, and their fan base had to, come to. That's probably a hard pill to swallow, knowing that we're really not in a position to win a Super Bowl. Like, I just feel like they did Dak a disservice by not getting who is Tolbert and 83? Like, them guys, man, them guys are practice squad guys who shouldn't be playing in the National Football League as starters.
And I'm glad you brought Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry said he was waiting on that call from Dallas. He wanted that call, and it never came.
Could have traded Cortland Sutton. Wait, I'm bad.
I bet it's got to be. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Dallas ain't gonna. Man, it's Jerry Jones' incompetence. At the end of the day, like RC said, Jerry. When we talk about the Cowboys, we talking about Jerry because he's the general, he's the GM, he's the president, he's the team owner. And from whether it's football, basketball, baseball, I don't know too many people who takes on 2 or 3 roles. Because when you look at the championship, everybody it's constructed from the owner to whoever the GM, and then your coaches and the players. Like that, I don't think as long as Jerry Jones sit in his office, I don't think that was gonna win anything.
I agree.
I think just like how the Texans started winning when they owner, well, he passed away, but once again, ain't it coincidence that as soon as the Texans lost their owner, that became one of their winning seasons, going like 10 wins and winning a wild card game.
Yeah.
What you about to say, Gatwood?
The reason I really don't understand Jerry Jones is Oregon's booster, their biggest booster. So the owner of Nike, he went to Oregon, and he said he's like 80-something years old. He said, we're giving y'all unlimited NIL money because before I die, I want to see us win a championship. So I don't understand why Jerry Jones isn't like that. You know, he's getting older. He's in his 80s. Why wouldn't he want to see his team win a championship before he dies again?
Ego.
Go ahead, Flowers.
He's an egomaniac, Gat. He wants to be the one to say, I put all this together. This was from me. Instead of like being like Phil Knight, putting the resources toward it and standing in the background. I think people don't realize, especially, you know, would it be in 2024, when they was winning those Super Bowls back in the early 90s, Jerry Jones was in the background trying to build up the organization financial needs, as far as just trying to build up the organization and the program. He had people in place that was running the show. Now, when he fires Jimmy Johnson, bring Barry Switzer in, that was still Jimmy Johnson's roster. Barry Switzer won one. After Barry Switzer leaves, Jerry Jones takes over. He wants to be the man in charge. He wants to be the GM, the owner, and everything else. And it hasn't worked in 20 plus years, and he still hadn't caught the clue. I just think Jerry's so caught up in trying to be the one owner in all of the 3 or 4 major sports. He wants to be that one owner to say, I put this together and I did this. This is my toy, and I want to be the one first and probably the only owner ever to sit in the hierarchy and come down and medal and win. I just think he's content on trying to prove that point until he dies.
Right, he taking that to the grave, literally.
Yeah, because I'm glad you say it was ego, because it makes no sense. You get rid of Jimmy Johnson. Didn't he get rid of Jimmy Johnson after they won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. That is 100% ego.
Yep.
Y'all ain't done nothing ever since.
Ain't been to an NFC Championship game in 27 years.
Yeah, look, after that long, you gotta look yourself in the mirror like, damn, I might be the problem. And
that was the same
need to take that into consideration.
Krause with the Bulls, he said, I don't care if we win a championship, Phil Jackson's gone after this season.
Yeah. And they've been cursed the same way. But you know who the Cowboys are? They are the NBA. They are the NFL's version of the Los Angeles Lakers. They're selling tradition. They're selling the logo and the brand, but it's really no substance. Like, nobody looks at the Lakers and the Cowboys and be like, okay, they're the teams to beat, the teams to fear. It's just you're living off past tense, and we're still talking about Jimmy Johnson 20-some years later. So that tell you the type of impact he had as a coach.
Yep, tell you all you need to know. I'll just say this about the Saints. We working on Gary Kubiak statue outside. Not Gary. What's his son?
Clint.
Yeah, Clint. We working on Clint. Working on Clint Kubiak statue outside the stadium.
Oh, you're right.
I just want to say. Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, I ain't gonna lie, the Saints been the most impressive team so far, at least in my opinion.
Listen,
y'all, the O-line looks good.
O-line is the really surprise.
Derek Carr looked like Drew Brees. Alvin Kamara.
I won't go that far, but
Alvin Kamara.
Don't get Ben's
looks like he's been himself, and his one man, Clint Kubiak, and he made a huge difference.
How Clint fits everything literally in the off season. Everything that was wrong with the offense is he fixed it.
Isn't it crazy though
problems
that you hate on an organization and despise and Brock Purdy, and then you get my OC. His brother is my OC now, and he changed your fortune. But I told Flowers this earlier that the last time Derek Carr was an MVP, John Gruden was his coach. He was an MVP candidate before he gets hurt. Guess what type of offense he was running? The West Coast offense. That's John's Gruden offense. So why not keep him in the West Coast? Why not let him come out the play action? He came out the play action so cool, faked the Kamara, and the whole defense converged on Kamara. He dropped back. I said, look at him. He stood up on his toes, and then he threw it down. But you do know a lot of teams run that shit. And when y'all actually play somebody, that ain't the Carolina Panthers and the Cowgirls, it's on like hot butter popcorn. Just know you better have your head. You better have your head on the swivel.
I feel like they're gonna answer the call. That defense been together for a long time. Man, I feel like Clint, he been in that situation. Of course, the teams know what they run. So I feel like he had a few tricks up his bag. Up his sleeve. You got
5 old dogs in that defense.
Yeah. He did some. He ran a play that Kamara screen that went about 60 yards. Well, I never seen a play action into a screen like that.
That's mechanical.
Saints.
But watching Kamara do it, he came to a complete stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know he was there.
And he like looked for a second, and then everybody slowed down, and that titanium kicked in. I was this dude is different.
I didn't know they sold it so good that I didn't even realize Kamara was just standing there in the middle of the old line like that.
Well, you know what? That shows you how much a good offensive coordinator means to a team.
To a quarterback.
Well, yeah, to a quarterback.
Yeah, to a team too. Cause look at our old line. They playing better with the scheme they running than what they were doing last year and the year before that.
Hold on now. Give credit to the front office because the left tackle y'all brought in, he's a man.
Well, before that, it was terrible. Penny wasn't working out. Now all of a sudden, Trevor Penny, he's getting his confidence back.
Put him in.
Yep. And our guards, Lucas, he been playing. I don't even know where Lucas came from. I think he won a job in the off season, so he was fairly new. So it just seemed like everything just coming together at the right time. All right, the Texans beat the Bears 19 to 13. Yeah.
Hold on before we move on. The Saints' next 4 games, y'all listen to this. We're gonna find out.
Eagles.
They got Eagles, Falcons, Chiefs, Buccaneers, and then they get the Sean Payton Bowl.
Whoa. We gonna dog walk. Sorry, Sean Payton, but we're gonna dog walk you, bro. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Oh, now you don't. Now we don't.
Sorry, Coach. All we gotta do is to you. It's non-personal.
No comment, man.
And Bonnie's gonna be seeing ghosts.
Hey, you can see I'm still living in the past. So
right.
So's been since 2009.
No, bro. No. All right. Texans beat the Bears 19 to 13. Everybody been talking about Caleb Williams. Is he the problem with this offense? We saw him miss some open throws and stuff like that. We saw DJ Moore frustrated. Gatwood. Everybody was high on the Bears, but the Bears not looking too high and mighty right now. So who do you think what's the problem with the offense right now?
Caleb Williams ain't the problem. He's a rookie. You got to give him a few games. He looked all right. He looks, I'm not going to say poised, but he missed some throws for sure. But, most rookies do. The Texans are a really good team. They got 2 really good pass rushers in Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, which is pretty tough to go against, when you're a rookie quarterback. I think the Bears are an organizational problem. I don't think it's a Caleb Williams problem. I think he'll be fine.
Well, they was talking about they threw out the stat. I can't really remember, but they were talking about how long a quarterback holds the football. All right. So that's what we were talking about in the chat yesterday about timing, and they feel like the timing is a little bit off. And you said when Keenan Allen come back, a lot of it's going to change. Yeah. Flowers, how would you go about, coaching up Caleb Williams and trying to get this offense rolling?
I would tell Caleb Williams first and foremost, you need to get some of that USC shit out your system. You doing all that rolling out, turning around, thinking you're about to throw a 30-yard pass on the dot in the NFL. That shit ain't going on. Not right now. You probably want to have to wait about 2-3 more years before you get that comfortable enough to be able to do that. That stuff he was doing at USC, it isn't going to work right now. The offensive line is atrocious. Romaduze, knee problems. Look, DJ Moore is open. But when Caleb Williams can't sit there and get rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds, there's going to be some problems. I mean, look, before I say this, I don't deem myself the smartest person in the world or nothing like that. I'm decent with picks and opinions. My opinion was before the season started they would struggle early. All right, so I'm not shocked. It's going to take some time for him to get some of these. Some of the tendencies that he's doing right now doesn't fit with the NFL. He's going to have to get that out, but at the same time, I don't think Matt Eberflus is going to be there to witness it. These young kids need offensive head coaches, man. Eberflus can't do nothing for their kid. A first-year coordinator can't do nothing for Caleb Williams. I would be concerned as far as not letting this kid get his head knocked off for the rest of the season. He's been hit too many times, in my opinion, as is. Now, he got to come to us this weekend, play an angry coach team, and if his offensive line can't block it, they're not smart enough to try to run the ball and establish the run, which they haven't did in the first 2 games. Caleb Williams is going to have a long game again. They just have to do a better job of protecting him from himself right now, and he just needs to learn how to just play within the offense, not try to freelance too much the way he's been doing, because that's not going to work right now.
All right, it's not. They were talking about how Alex Van Pelt, he tried to incorporate some of what he did at USC by spreading the field out by running like 4 or 5 wide receiver sets, and they not really having anybody help, chip block the ends, try to give them more time, and I think that's the problem. They're trying to incorporate USC style into that offense, and the O-line's not good enough to even buy him that much time to get the ball downfield or hit open receivers.
Oregon State. Van Pelt needs to get that through his head. He's not playing against Oregon State or somebody from the Pac-12 or the Big 12 like when he was in Oklahoma. These are NFL players. They're smart. They know how to play football. Caleb Williams is going to have to adapt, and it's going to take some time, which is fine. He can get Keenan Allen back, but once defenses start bracketing Keenan Allen and making him have to search the whole field, what's going to happen?
All right. See what you thought on Caleb Williams and his recent struggles.
So I noticed when at the end of the game, there's a clip where C.J. Stroud is encouraging Caleb Williams, and Caleb's kind of looking off, prideful, hurt. But C.J.'s like, you're going to be a hell of a player. But it won't. I wish I could tell Caleb Williams that, it's not really what you do, is how you do. He comes off as cocky and arrogant and just not receptive. But yeah, you won a lot of games, but you didn't win anything at USC. You won the Heisman, but hell, I mean, there's people that won the Heisman that weren't really good at the National Football League level. Embrace when people are trying to pull you close and try to educate you and help you and encourage you. Like C.J. Stroud's a baller. Mm-hmm. You lost the game. That's happened in Chicago. But this is the thing I want y'all to understand. Eberflus won't be a Hall of Fame coach. He won't be there. What they need to do is get rid of Eberflus and go get Lincoln Riley and bring him to Chicago, because this is where the NFL has gone to. It's an offensive league. Get these guys mentors and put them in comfortable schemes. Do you realize how dangerous they would be with an offensive-minded head coach in Chicago? They have all the talent. It's not the offensive line, Ben. It's the scheme. You were screaming earlier that the Saints offensive line is trash. Now all of a sudden, magically delicious. You know what happened? They got in the comfort zone, man. They got you're not thinking as much. They're just playing. So I often watch the Bears. They got the best color schemes, one of the best color schemes for a uniform. They have tradition and mystique. But when they say hype, hut, or whatever, they get their ass kicked regularly. And so it's got to be, you got to change a Carolina Panther or a Chicago Bear. You got to start at the top, and you got to get the coach. It's not the player. Caleb Williams is fine. He came to the game the other day looking like a village person. He's just a weird cat. When he plays football, I just think, all in all, I don't like how he is when it comes to people trying to give him, C.J. Stroud is the guy I would be listening to. And,
right.
But I think I did say this earlier. If Stroud was in Chicago, the roles would probably be reversed, because Chicago's a mess.
But Caleb Williams is missing open people too, though. He making bad outside throws.
We saw the same thing with Justin Fields and Trubisky. It's got to be the system. It's got to be the organization. There's no way. There's a clip going around where they have the same body language and energy. That's not possible, dude. If you don't have, if it's like we dating the same woman. You dated her first, and you being upset and having a certain energy and say, "Oh, you're gonna find out," and then I come behind you, and it's the same thing. It's the woman, dog. It's the organization. That kid can play. Send that dude. Send Jaden Daniels to Chicago. It's gonna be the same thing. He gonna get killed though.
Also, I just want to say there are reports that the Bears O-line Nate Davis, apparently the team is frustrated with him because he hasn't been practicing. Dude,
if that's the guy that was letting his guy go, and I was telling Flowers earlier, it's on film. They're showing him he just letting this guy go. He just letting him go.
And it's terrible. I think he the one that played in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's
when Derrick Henry had that 2,000 yard. But I don't know. Looking at the reports, he's not going to practice. He's lazy, and they might cut him.
And it's rumored that the players is a lot of the players. It's players in that locker room that don't like Caleb Williams. They don't like his arrogance and
really.
Johnson is one of those people. You know, it's almost like he said you didn't earn the right to do some of the. You know, Caleb's trying to y'all pick up the trash. You're looking at him like, you know. So
I thought that came out in his defense on that.
No, it's some of them guys in that locker room that they feel like he should be, and especially the people, the actual local guys in the area. Like you have like in your market, you have like people that speak only about the Saints. And you have people in every market. Well, their reports is people in Chicago, even the veterans, they don't like the way he carried himself. They don't like the way he carried himself. He carries himself like he's already accomplished a lot.
Well, he was named captain, was he not?
Yeah.
DJ Moore said he was fine with Justin Fields. He said the quarterbacks in this draft weren't better than Justin Fields
at all.
And you saw it on his face yesterday. Sunday. He was very frustrated with Caleb Williams. All right. Steelers beat the Broncos 13-6. Sorry, muscle known. Steelers go 2-0. Broncos go 0-2. Hey, people still talking. Should Russell Wilson get this job? Because Justin Fields is riding the ship. He keeping them in the games. He's not doing anything to mess it up. Gatwood, Justin Fields, so they just roll. Just keep rolling till they lose.
I mean, they haven't even scored an offensive touchdown yet. I mean, every point they've scored has been off a field goal. I mean, Russell Wilson can do about the thing. I mean, I'm not saying Justin Fields ain't doing a good job, but I don't know. It's a mid off to me. Like, I mean, you said Russell Wilson was a starter at the beginning of the year, right?
Right.
So I mean, I feel like when he's healthy, he should come back in and be the starter.
So if guys want Justin Fields out there and they winning, you still roll with Russell.
Ben, they're not really pushing the ball downfield offensively.
Yeah, he is. He taking shots here and there. But
here and there.
That's not his job though. They don't want him just slinging around. So that's why they fine with how they playing right now. And that's why I'm saying the players like Justin Fields.
They fine with it because the defense is holding them,
holding them been together. The same way with Russell. The defense been holding together for plenty of years. So that's what I'm saying. They predicate on their defense anyway, but they winning with Justin Fields. Players want Justin Fields. So, RC, what's the deal here? Keep rolling?
Yep. Right. If Justin Fields keep winning, don't put in the older version of Justin Fields. Leave him over there sitting on his ass. I'm a big Russell Wilson fan, but I'm also a realist. I understand that he on the back nine. And if Justin Fields don't mess up and make no mistakes, Russ, you get comfortable because guess what? You're going to play at some point. It's the National Football League, 17 games. If you get dinged, you bring in the older version of Justin Fields. It's a great situation to have because you got a guy, Russ may need this, may motivate him and prolong his career. But it's the role that Cam Newton should have accepted earlier.
Yep.
But I like what Pittsburgh is doing. I just think that whenever they play a team that can score a lot of points, they're going to be in trouble.
Right.
Because 18 points ain't going to be enough.
But
13.
that's my whole point of starting Russell when he's healthy, though, because they're not really pushing the ball downfield. He had 117 passing
They don't need
yards.
to. They don't need to.
Yeah,
That's
but
you're gonna have
it's going to come to a time where they have.
You take your shots. Since Big Ben, the Steelers just with AB and all that. Of course, the B's they'll push the ball downfield. This is a different type of situation with quarterbacks. They not looking. They want them quarterbacks to keep them in the game, not hurt them.
So let me ask you this: you want them to play early 2000 football in 2024?
Oh, who
you want them to play early 2000? You want them to be the Baltimore Ravens, the early Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024? Listen, you know how hard it is to play defense today. You need to score points. You got to score points because defense don't win championships anymore. Offense does. You got to score points. If you look at your defense to keep you in the game and give you an opportunity, but at some point you got to have a guy that can make a play, and they're going to need when they play the better teams in the AFC to be able to score points because the Texans and the others.
I think they know that, but I think the problem is they don't want the quarterbacks to hurt their chances.
Well, got a game
because they haven't had it since Big Ben. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're looking for somebody to right the ship and don't screw up. That's why Kenny Pickett not there. Did they not make the playoffs with Kenny?
Yeah.
But he screwed up. He screwed up in them playoff games. He had turnovers.
If you're an AFC team, you got to figure out who gives you a better shot to beat Patrick Mahomes. That's what you really got to figure out. Who can get you over?
I think neither Russell or Justin Fields can beat Patrick.
But who gives you the better shot?
Yeah, who gives you the better shot?
I don't think either one of those quarterbacks is bad. Pittsburgh don't have an identity on offense. What do they do? What do they do that you have to stop?
Yeah, they can't run the ball. Jalen Warren's not getting touches anymore because now they're using Justin Fields as a running back.
But their issue is offensive line. Ever since Tomlin's been there, his offensive line year by year gets worse and worse and worse. Like it's the weakness of their offense. It's the offensive line. Man, I truly believe that I like Mike Tomlin. I just think he's just here. It's just it didn't reach. It didn't match up.
So we could all agree that the Steelers have a terrible offense.
Yeah.
They haven't scored a touchdown yet, so yeah.
Yeah, you got a bad offense.
Yeah, but I don't understand why Ben won't. Like, why wouldn't you start Russ if he's healthy? That's all I'm saying.
You winning. Why? If the players want, why would you mess up your locker room when everybody happy with the winning? They not complaining about Justin Fields playing.
We all know Ben don't like Russell Wilson.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying that the players are not complaining about Justin Fields. They want him in there.
I see what Ben's saying because what if Russell Wilson comes in and loses 2 straight games? They're gonna be like, oh, we need to put Justin Fields back in. We were winning.
But let me ask you this:
why mess it up?
Can Justin Fields beat Patrick Mahomes? Not just Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow in a shootout. Can he? Because Pittsburgh defense, they ain't the 85 Bears.
They can beat the Bengals. They can beat the Bengals.
No, if the Bengals,
yeah, they can. They can beat the Bengals.
The Bengals should have beat the Chiefs, honestly.
The Bengals' problem right now.
We can agree. Patrick Mahomes had a terrible game, so I don't.
No, every time they play the Bengals, they got his number. They beat them regularly.
I'm saying, but I feel like the Steelers can beat the Bengals. How Joe Burrow been holding on to the football lately, like they need T. Higgins bad. I mean, bad.
But
he ain't getting the ball out in time. And look, and then we're not even talking about Joe Mixon leaving. They only look right in the running game.
Joe Mixon was huge.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think the Steelers, as constructed, do you think they're a playoff team?
Yeah.
Well, since the Miami's gone. Miami's gone.
Because defense wins you games.
Just because that division.
Just keep us in the game. Just keep us in the game.
But the Steelers are mirror images. They're identical to the Jets, but there's one difference. Aaron Rodgers is a guy. See, and Aaron Rodgers in any given game can beat Patrick Mahomes, beat Joe Burrow. You're going to need a quarterback in today's game. If you're going to ask JJ Watt, little brother TJ, to go out and repeatedly be great, eventually he's going to run out of gas. I'm going to score at some point.
RC, I thought you didn't like Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
I never said I don't dislike Aaron Rodgers. He just rubbed me the wrong way before he left Green Bay. I didn't like how he threw his teammates under the bus and how he left and went and followed Brett Favre's path.
That's how it is when you want to leave.
Well,
he's always
these
been
guys.
my guy.
Actually, some of these quarterbacks are just not slinging it all over the field. I mean, these guys, some guys barely putting up 230 and still winning.
But can you see Aaron Rodgers with the Pittsburgh Steelers? They will look totally different. They will pose a different threat. So I'm saying, I think what they saying, why not? If you're not scoring points by the time Russ get healthy, you might well try something. If you're still scoring 13 points, that ain't gonna be enough, dog. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing.
Yeah, I agree. You're gonna have to score some touchdowns. Field goals ain't gonna cut it. And maybe it's I don't know. I haven't watched what they were doing on third down. I don't have that third down percentage, but I want to know what the play calls look like in them third down situations.
Let's see what let's see what he has to say, because he watched Russell Wilson all last year.
Well, I just want to say, man, like, to me, this wasn't like this. The way the Steelers won, it wasn't really that impressive to me honestly. Mm-hmm. But once again, they don't have an identity on offense, so I guess that's, it makes sense why they play how they play. I just want to say this, man. My team suck, and I'm tired of it.
Man, y'all young. Y'all, everything here y'all have is young.
Once again, RC said earlier, like, with the Cowboys, if you don't make moves in the off season, then you there's no improvement. They
did make moves in the off season.
Our best off season move was drafting Bo, and at the time.
Did you know?
At the time, people were giving us like a B rating for the offseason, and I'm like, man, we lost Cushionberry on O-line. We lost Justin Simmons, and we
Justin Simmons on it. I won't even say Justin Simmons, but I don't say this. Did you know that your offensive line is the fourth highest paid in NFL?
Yeah, and they overrated.
Yes.
Yeah. So it showed you that they put money in the offseason into making that O-line better and just not working.
This is the problem I have with coaches like Sean Payton. Yes, his track record. He's just like John Gruden. He's stubborn. When John Gruden came back to the Raiders and decided he wanted to bring back the Raiders again after being there already, he brought back the same old dusty-ass playbook. It's a different time and a different era. You got to get players in there to win. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Denver has one of the best. They have the best cornerback in football. They have the best cornerback in football. But you kept him in to everybody else. It makes no sense what they're doing.
I know. What do you mean? They're rebuilding.
Last time I checked, you
don't got time. You don't got time.
You do have time. Bo Nix is a rookie. What y'all expect him to do? And they put money.
Hold on, big Bo.
RC.
Bo ain't the problem. It is really.
Come on, man.
If you put money into something, an investment, would you say somebody is trying to do something?
No. What my point is that what you're saying, I call bullshit. Let me tell you why. Because Jim Harbaugh just came into your division. Antonio Pierce is in your division.
Chargers had a better roster, hands down.
But that's my point.
The Chargers already was made up.
Tell me what team in the National Football League, not named the Carolina Panthers, are rebuilding from scratch. Hell, New England got talent. They got talent over there in New England on defense. They got talent.
New England brought in, they drafted well.
Who is getting rid of all the talent? Who's getting rid of Bradley? I'm talking about got rid of everybody.
He didn't get rid of Bradley Chubb. He wasn't there. Champagne wasn't there when Chubb was there.
I'm saying the previous regime before he got there.
Name the people Sean Payton got rid of. Name them.
Justin Simmons, he didn't resign. He did not resign.
Already.
Jerry Jeudy, he got
on the back end.
He traded Bradley Chubb.
Jerry Jeudy? You gonna say
Bradley
he didn't
Chubb.
trade Bradley Chubb? No, he wasn't there. He
traded Bradley. Oh, he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there.
But this is my point. This is my point I'm trying to make. He did the same thing Jerry Jones did, and we criticized Jerry Jones. You can't win without talent, bro. You got.
I think you know that. I think that's why he's rebuilt. That's why he's bringing pieces.
Hold on. Then why he's the second highest playing coach?
What's that guy doing anything about bringing in players
in the past 2 years?
For them, I'm just saying, if you're going
what are you talking about?
If you're going full rebuild, trade Surtain for 3 first-round picks before you waste his prime.
Why?
I mean, that's still possible, though. Wait a minute.
Come on.
That's still possible. What I want to say about the situation. This is obviously a throwaway year. Look, they got like $40 million worth of dead cap money getting rid of Russell Wilson. So them having a negative $40 million cap hit, they bring in Bo Nix. That helps with that. So let's let them get through this season, because obviously this season is a wash. And let's see what they do after this season. Because they're on a full reset.
You know what's gonna happen though? Jim Harbaugh's in your division.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And he gonna be good. He gonna be good.
The thing is, but would you be saying the same thing as Sean Payton with the Chargers instead of the other way around? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's a creature of habit. He has a pattern. He has that same freaking ego Jerry Jones had. And John, I did this. I made Drew Brees. I made Bo Nix. Listen, you need talent to win. The Raiders are going to get better. The Chargers are going to get better. The Chiefs are going to stay pat. You're at the bottom. He going to get fired. He going to get fired. Been at the bottom.
For them to change, though. It's only
right. That's what I'm saying. Y'all act like he exploded the whole team. The whole team was already like this. He cleaned it up. He is doing a full sweep. He is doing a full sweep of the building. That's what he's doing.
Okay.
And y'all knocking him for doing a full sweep.
But look what Seattle did. I thought Seattle, when they got rid of Pete Carroll, they were going to do a full sweep. Not so fast, my friend. They kept all the talent.
Hold on.
Seattle already had the talent.
Hold on. I'm with Ben because Seattle had talent. I mean, they drafted Witherspoon.
Denver had talent.
Kid on the other side.
Who? Name them, RC. Name the talent.
Hold on. Can we all agree that they decided when Russell decided he didn't want to get that money back because they were finna make the playoffs. They were balling. They was on a 5-game win streak. And he decided, I'm going to bench him because he won't give me that $30 million. Do you agree with that?
I agree. Listen, wait a minute. I agree with you, but in the defense of Sean Payton, I'm thinking he's thinking, okay, we make the playoffs, but if this is what we're going to be, I'd rather blow it up now and have it in my own image instead of paying.
Miami ain't blowing up their roster. The Colts ain't blowing up their roster. Tennessee should blow up their roster. Nobody's blowing up rosters no more. That's what happens.
That's what happens. That's what happens with Payton. That's the position they gave him.
But
so that's what
you're gonna keep the same people who play like poo under Nathaniel Hackett.
They were winning last year. They started 0-5 and got on. They
but you name they put them in position to win. But you naming all the players that they had, they didn't really have nobody. Sutton was a fall off last year. He's falling off this year. What Tim Patrick? Where's Tim Patrick get? Jerry Jeudy over there trying to fight Steve Smith for what?
Honestly, let's look at when Sean Payton first got to the Saints. We need to look at that.
He blew it up. Sean Payton blew up that team.
Who did Breeze all have? Who did Breeze have when he first went to the Saints?
We brought in Dan Campbell.
I feel your pain, also. No, I was a 49er fan going through the blow-ups in the rebuild.
We brought in Henderson. Henderson.
Yeah. The blind leading when you get a Parcells, listen, when you get a Parcells go to Dallas on the back end of his career, John Gruden to repeat. When you get these dinosaurs with Sean Payton in this era of football, tell me one old coach, veteran coach, who is winning outside of Belichick in the last 20 years with that business model you got.
Mike
it's
Tomlin.
young guys like Sean McVay. It's young guys like Andy Reid is innovative. He is innovative. He thinks about it. He getting players off the street. He ain't blowing the team up. He getting guys. Juju's back in Kansas City. Kareem back in Kansas. You need talent. You can't just go out there with guys. Who is the number one?
RC, you keep talking about talent, but you're not naming Denver's talent.
Who your number one receiver? Who your number one receiver? Most of them.
Some dude named Jay Reynolds.
Okay, but I'm saying,
Josh Reynolds from the Rams.
So
Josh Reynolds, he brought in.
Who they gonna get in the draft yet? Is gonna change their fortune.
Knowing Sean Payton, probably gonna go off inside the ball.
They need to go O-line. You got to build in the trenches.
But RC is
build the trenches.
Yeah, they did that. They put. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What do you think they were doing in the offseason when they made them the fourth highest paid offensive line? They were trying to build the trenches.
What player, what up and coming free agents finna go to Denver and change their fortune? They ain't the only one spending money. Okay, how much money you got? People that want to play for you. That dude will not say
the 49 receiving core.
Say what now?
The 49 receiving core. Did y'all have a whole bunch of big names come from to the offense side of the ball besides McCaffrey?
The difference between the 49ers.
That's what I'm saying. Sean Payton have a track record of drafting well, so I don't know why you're trying to knock it.
Dude, listen. The difference between the 49ers and the difference between Kyle Shanahan and Sean Payton is one is that system, that offense.
Yeah, he won.
This dude has a hand.
Sam hadn't won anything. He good at getting in there, but he's like, you can't enter. We can just watch him outside, but we can't win.
Let's take that out of it. John Gruden, I'll use John Gruden. If you're gonna look at John Gruden and say, okay, John Gruden came back to the Raiders and he decided he wanted to rebuild the Raiders over again after leaving the Raiders to go to Tampa Bay. He came back with the same energy, same plays. It did not work. I'm saying, Sean Payton, you keep trying to compare him to the Saints. That was ages ago. That's not gonna work in Denver, man.
It's the same because he's blowing it up. Let me tell you what Sean Payton's doing. Let me tell you what Sean Payton's doing. He getting rid of the rotten apples. You can't have rotten apples in a good bunch. It's spoiled the rest.
Well, Justice Simmons a rotten apple.
It's spoiled the rest, RC. That's how you do it. You gotta get rid of the bad apples.
It's not a bad apple.
The only thing I can say, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but in Sean Payton's defense, he didn't bring Russell Wilson in.
No,
that's not.
So I think he's allowed the mulligan to because I think he could have won games with Russell Wilson, but I just think he was looking ahead. And he just seemed like I only think we can go so far with Russell. So let's take the hit now. And let's see where we go from there. Now that's gonna be whether he gets fired or he gets an extension. That choice.
But hold on. But before y'all say
they were winning, and it came down to the injury clause. Hold on,
I see you. Who are you winning with?
Man. Come on, bro.
Who's winning with?
The back half of the season. Didn't nobody have a better winning record than the Broncos? They were hot. Nobody wanted to play.
Can we go to a team?
Say what?
They beat the Chiefs, right? Last year.
They were beating everybody on the back end. That stopped when he did not take that $30 million cut. They won that $30 million.
Can somebody pull up the last games that the Broncos won in the end season? I want to see who they played.
I'm just saying. I mean, but that's going on what I'm saying. See, it was about money. It was about money. It wasn't about that Russ couldn't play. I just like you say. It just goes back to what you're saying. I agree. Sean wants his hand on saying that he was the one that turned.
Who are we talking about then? Jerry Jones. Why are we criticizing Jerry Jones for being an older guy who's stubborn and stuck in his way? That's Sean Payton. You didn't listen, bro. I know you like Sean Payton, but you can take this to the bank. You won one Super Bowl. You caught lightning in the bottle one time. You didn't catch it no more. And he's not gonna catch it no more. Okay, you caught lightning in the bottle one time. After that, he failed in the playoffs repeatedly. Where did he get to? What has he done to earn the right to have this mulligan? He caught like. Listen, how many times he failed in the playoffs with a team that was good? How many times? Losing to Kirk
What you say?
Man, listen.
Say that again. Ask that question again.
What has he done to earn the right over his entire luster? I'm talking about he been in the league how long? 20 years coaching? 20 plus years?
Check his win.
And you in the Saints fan crying about a bad call in the playoffs where you get the ball in the second half. Hold on, get the ball in the second half. You still don't score. You lose to the Vikings 2 years in a row in the playoff on miracle. Hold on, 2 years in a row. Then you see us, we beat you. He failed, and now he get to Denver, and now he get to act like he built.
Failed when this team was the best offense.
He won one Super Bowl
when he was setting records. Come on,
he's just like McCarthy. Him and McCarthy.
He's McCarthy.
Last time Super Bowl, y'all haven't won a Super Bowl since 90-something. So
he's McCarthy, dude. If we talking, you talking about the 49ers. You between the Saints and the Patriots, you got way more Super Bowls than me. I can't deal with you. I'm telling you the truth. You don't hear about your coach. But you got this. You should have been this way about Belichick, so the Sean Payton. You should have stayed with Belichick, because that's the argument that's legit. But Mike McCarthy, Mike Tomlin, and your guy, and John Gruden, they all got one Super Bowl, but you got him way up here.
God, I seen what he did with nothing. Literally nothing.
That's a groupie. You sound like a
he literally. I told you name all the Pro Bowlers Drew Brees had. Name all the Pro Bowlers the Saints ever had on their defense. It just.
And he got one
we won.
If it wasn't for Brett Favre throwing across his body, throwing that interception, it would have never happened.
Let me say this real quick. I get what you're saying, but the Cowboys with Jimmy Johnson had #1 defense, and they had no Pro Bowlers on that team.
I don't know what he's talking about. He talk. Listen, it's been since the 90s since I won a Super Bowl. You keep living, your Super Bowl getting stretched further and further out there.
Hey, who knows? Who knows what going to happen this year?
If you believe, I'm feeling for most unknown because I've been in that seat he in. You got to think about it. Fangio was there first, rebuilding, trying to, build this vaunted defense. Now he going through another rebuild with another older coach. Fangio old too. He's so old now. What is he now? A DC again. Brothers, ain't nobody got time to be waiting on a rebuild. We the Broncos. We want to win. They got history and tradition.
Well, they ain't won in a long time too. So.
Man, you ain't won in a long time. You ain't made the playoffs in 4 years.
10 years.
Write that shit down. You ain't made the playoffs in 4 years. Write that shit down, dude.
Let me end the segment.
Yeah, let's move on. Where you go? Go ahead, yeah.
All right, Ben, you've seen the Saints win a Super Bowl. Most, you've seen the Broncos win a Super Bowl. RC, you've seen the Niners win a Super Bowl. Flowers, you've seen the Colts win a Super Bowl. I've never seen the Texans win a Super Bowl, so y'all beat me.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. It
might happen this year. It might happen this year.
Well, shoot, y'all been in the NFL for how long? About 5 years, Gatwood?
Yeah, about 7 days.
That illustrious Texas.
7 days.
All right, the Chiefs beat the Bengals 26-25. Chiefs go 2-0. Bengals fall to 0-2. Any thoughts on Joe Burrow, RC?
Yeah, they cheated. They cheated the crap out of the Bengals, man. Like I get to the point where now, and I actually took the Chiefs, but I knew the Bengals. Nobody plays the Chiefs better than the Bengals do. They have a scheme. Everybody should take notes from them, and then they get up for them, and they actually believe they better. But I just don't understand how the National Football League, like it was a 4th and 16, and dude went for the ball, and I know his chest hit his back. But they both hands are fully extended going for the ball, and that's the way you lose, man. But you know what's gonna happen to the Chiefs? That comeback it's gonna be a game where they're gonna get screwed over. You remember it happened to them last year, or it might have been the year before.
When What's-called was outside.
And my boy, when he was Kermit the Frog, lost his mind. But hey, it was just hard to watch, and I like what the Bengals did in that game.
Flowers, we talk about the pass interference call, but do you feel like Joe Burrow and the boys probably lost this game before it, even on that last drive with the Chiefs?
We can go back and forth about the pass interference, but let's talk about the penalties Cincinnati committed, as far as the 15-yarders to put them in position to extend drives or to make field goals. I think we got to understand as fans of the game, as we watch these games, the most talented teams don't win all the time. It's the team that make the least amount of mistakes. And we can say Kansas City make the least amount of mistakes, even though the refs help them out. I can't disagree with that. But I just feel like Cincinnati, in some instances, kind of help along the way. I just think teams need to understand, because we see it, and I think they know it too. They get some favorable calls. So I feel like teams need to do a better job of protecting themselves from not allowing themselves to be able to get penalized in certain situations. Right. I just feel like teams have to be smarter. Cincinnati got their number. They came out, looked a hell of a lot better than they did week 1 against the Patriots. They came to play against the Chiefs. Now, past this game, the Chiefs come out, man. They got a lot of battle scars, man. A lot of wounds out of this game. You lose Pacheco for almost 2 months. The offensive line is shaky. Yeah, they got some talent, but I think we got to be worried. Just like I say about the 49ers, Kansas City have been on so many runs that eventually it's going to take a toll as far as, with injuries. So something's going to happen that's probably going to slow them down eventually. But as long as Patrick is up and healthy, they stand a chance. What's up with you, Jay?
Jack Kelly said we knocking the Chiefs off this year. He's a Raiders fan.
I see y'all splitting, of course. Y'all been doing it for the past while now. But
Raiders.
Own it, man. If you're going to take advantage of them, this is the time to take advantage of them. Because I'm curious to see how the run game pans out. Because Pacheco, believe it or not, Isaiah Pacheco was a big part of that offense. So if they don't have that kind of explosion and greediness, depending on who they put back there as a running back, I don't think this offense is good enough for Pat to drop back 40, 45 times to throw the ball. He can. I'm not saying he can't. It's the fact of the matter, his offensive line is shaky. You got a rookie out there. Rice is legit. But if you sit here Braxton and Kelsey and, hey, Rashid Rice can beat me, I'm going to take my chances. But I just feel like these teams just have to do a better job, man, of protecting themselves as far as getting penalized.
Yep. Pacheco is out, I think, 4 weeks, I believe.
6 to 8.
6 to 8. With a lower leg injury. All right, Gatwood, do you have any thoughts on the Chiefs and Bills game?
I reiterate what Flowers said. It is partially on the penalties. I think the Bengals are going to be fine, but that's a tough division. You start off 0-2, and you're in that division. You're going to have to play the Ravens, who are also 0-2, so they're going to be fighting. The Browns have a great defense. The Steelers have a great defense. They're going to have to fight hard, to make the playoffs this year because they're not in an easy division.
They're not. Montanal, you have any thoughts on the Bengals and Chiefs game?
Not really, other than the fact that Joe Burrow balled out, man. And I didn't think that was the correct call. Cause I feel like when they threw the flag, they threw it super late.
No, I feel like that was the right call.
Yeah, I disagree, but
I feel like he came in contact before the football was even there. He was climbing his back, so I feel like Larry the law that says pass interference.
But then if that's the case, then if you're going by the law, they always breaking the damn rules. They never. The offensive line always jumping outside. They don't get holding calls.
Well, you let that slide. Call anything.
You let that.
Well, I think slide. At that time of moment, it's right there in front of everybody. So
yeah, but holding is right there in front of they.
Nobody's not really looking at holding. Like nobody's not really just paying attention to O-line. But in that instance, call,
I want to just say something for 10 seconds. That's a problem because I watch my team get held like hell and they don't call it.
Mm-hmm. I wish they get held around the neck. Like, bro, you realize that if the Chiefs don't hold, I'm gonna leave it alone. You just gotta watch their offensive line play. They got an offensive line he is terrible.
I think that right tackle.
Yeah, I feel like they more inclined to throw PI and holding calls on DBs because the refs are I don't know why, but I feel like they feel like that changed the game because you throwing the football to the receiver and he can't able to make a play on it.
The Bengals got a defensive line that I'm glad the Saints let go, because if you're still with the Saints right now, it would be no stopping it.
We probably won't have some other guys too. We killed Trey.
That guy was eating that guy's lunch, and then he jumped from one end to the next, and they couldn't. They had to hold him. So I was screaming at my TV like it was my team, man. Can't do nothing with you, man. Like, he's a bad boy.
I know about me. I know I might be a little biased because I'm a Rockets fan, but y'all can't tell me that the Chiefs don't remind y'all of the Prime Warriors, of how they get all the calls. They're the pony boy of the league.
All right, guys. All right, let's move on. Thank you, Anthony, for chiming in.
What's up, Sweets?
Oh, you know that? Oh, you know them? Okay. All right, the Cardinals beat the Rams 41-10. The Rams are hurting nearly. They lost Puka last week. Now they lost Cooper Kupp. He's out. Man, where is the offense going to come from?
Hey, we need to start it off right. Marvin Harrison Jr. My goodness.
You need to start off the other way.
Kyler
Murray.
Fantasy. Yeah.
Flowers
benefited. Me and Flowers benefited in that in fantasy this week.
Yeah, Kyler Murray deserved a lot of praise. Flowers been backing up that guy all off season. So go ahead, Flowers. Start us off.
This off season, last off season before that too. I believe in Kyler Murray, man. I like Kyler Murray. Look, you don't get drafted top 10 in the first round to two different leagues for no apparent reason. The kid is actually smart, probably throw one of the better balls in the league. Now I know we've heard how he plays the games too much, this and that and all that, but man, Kyler Murray is a baller, man. He has a wide out far as in Marvin Harrison Jr. now has another number one. You've seen how that happened when he had DeAndre Hopkins. They won 10, 11 games a year. Kyler Murray might win 9, 10 games this year. I wouldn't be shocked. He got a run game. He has a plethora of receivers. As long as he stays healthy and can play the way he played this past weekend, the sky's the limit for the Cardinals as far as getting into the playoffs. I ain't gonna say win the Super Bowl, but they got a lot of.
RC, how far you see the Cardinals going?
Not so far, because at some point they got to play defense, and they don't play defense. Like when they play Buffalo, who the hell you stopping on Buffalo? Why you can't stop Buffalo? Who's the number one receiver in Buffalo? So at some point you got to play defense when you play against good teams. So I think they're good, but I think the NFC South is better. They got better teams, and if they played Tampa Bay or New Orleans or they played the Saints, they have problems because you got to be able to score. You got to be able to stop people, and they can't stop people. Now, their offenses look good, but it took him a week to figure out that the guy was out there running wide open. He finally, saw him over there after a game or so. But as far as going to the playoffs, somebody got to be at home in the playoffs. So we're going to send everybody. Because the NFC South going to probably send 2 teams, or probably could send 3 teams. I think the Falcons is legit. Mm-hmm. So that means the NFC West ain't going to send 3. The NFC West don't send 2. So Seattle look better than Arizona and looking better than the Niners right now. So, and I just don't believe this is the year for the Cardinals. Maybe next year, but they're going to be better than they were last year. I just don't see them making the playoffs.
Also known, do you agree with RC?
Yeah. I don't think Arizona's gonna do much this year, but I mean, Kyler Murray is playing great. He actually had a perfect passer rate that game, but how long is that going to last?
Yeah, a decimated Rams team too. Right,
the Rams limping right now.
That's crazy. After 2 weeks, that's crazy to have that many injuries after 2 weeks. Like,
what you about to say?
Jimmy Garoppolo's coming to help him. He's coming to help.
I could see the Cardinals passing up the Seahawks. I think the Cardinals might have a little bit more than the Seahawks this year.
I don't know. Have you watched the Seahawks?
Yeah, Seahawks defense they've been playing a lot better. So that might be the key to that matchup between those two teams. All right. Baker Mayfield, man, he did it again. He's strutting, fist pumping, talking his ish. You know how he is. They beat the Lions 20-16. RC, your beloved Lions. Your beloved Lions fall to the Buccaneers.
Just man, you know, I just ain't never seen in my time of watching football how excited people are after 2 weeks. I mean, some teams are 1-1 and they're acting like they're going to the Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions are a damn good football team. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a damn good football team. But if I got to do a marathon instead of a sprint, I'm going to take them Lions. Because what I do understand about football is at some point in time, like Detroit in 2 weeks played a healthy Rams team and go to overtime and then win and then turn around and play a hungry Tampa Bay team who they beat in the playoffs. So, you know, Tampa Bay was up for that game and they're healthy and they got them. But I'm high on the NFC South. I am impressed. I didn't think that division was going to be that great. So Lions will be fine and Tampa Bay is going to make you earn it. So shout out to Todd Bowles. I thought he would get fired.
You think the Lions are still fine after this?
No, they're not fine. They are not fine.
Let me tell you why they're fine. Look, you know they say that it's hard to beat a good team twice. Well, the Buccaneers and Lions just played at the end of the last season. That's why I think it's fine. I mean, it's football. I mean,
come on, Gabriel.
Yeah, well, that's all fine and dandy. But if you watch with your eyes, what is your eyes telling you right now?
How many sacks did Aiden Hutchinson have in that game?
He had 4.5.
Okay, so being they fine. Okay. They're going
it's not the defense. Well, the back end, they've been giving us some big plays.
Bro, everybody didn't get the luxury to play Carolina and Dallas. Okay, some people had to go to
playoff teams.
They're really good. Everybody didn't have to play against.
Hey, y'all had the Vikings. So what you talking about?
Tampa Bay is good. You're gonna find out.
Your eyes. Jared Goff is not looking like Jared Goff for the last 2 years. No, he missing. He's. Let me just say this: when I watched the Lions game, right, he just wasn't taking throws that he should have took. He was throwing a lot of balls away. The one play that I was watching, right, Jahmyr Gibbs. So I think that was on like the 9-yard line, 8-yard line. Jahmyr Gibbs was wide open to the right. There was one defender in front of Gibbs, and he just threw it into the dirt. Gibbs was very upset with him, but not because he didn't give him the balls. It was a third down play, RC. He didn't give Gibbs a chance to make a play. He did it the whole game. He didn't take. He threw away balls that was throwable. He ate it.
You make quarterback sound like you make quarterback and sound like shitting after taking a laxative. See, you make it sound like it's just so easy. I need you to understand that quarterback play. You were just ready to throw Derek Carr away. Wait, not ladies and gentlemen. Anybody watching?
He will in 2 weeks.
So a quarterback got to go 10 for 10 for it to be good for you. I mean, I don't understand.
It's not that he was unreluctant to let it go when it was a throwable pass. When it was he had a guy.
Oh, well,
and look at Sam.
Right by Jahmyr Gibbs though.
No, he had a chance to throw him the ball, but he ate it.
You say
I wish I could pull the clip.
100% he would have completed the pass.
Yes. 100. All right, Klaus, 100% he would have completed the pass. The guy was in front of Gibbs. He wasn't standing right beside him. He was in front of him about 3 yards down.
But what Gibbs would have got the first down.
No.
Give him a chance. That's what he's there for.
Wait.
It was a third down. It was third down.
So after that third down, did they kick a field goal?
Yeah. Okay.
So I can't be mad at the quarterback for seeing a defender in front of
it wasn't. He didn't have no chance.
Put the ball in the dirt and take the points. I can't really be mad.
So hold on. If Gibbs is standing right there, you thought Gibbs got to do is catch, turn, make a move.
But is he gonna get the first down?
If Gibbs catches that ball, I get $200 an underdog.
other than that,
so Flowers, you are fine. You're fine with Gibbs not making a move on the player.
No, I'm not saying.
Look at the score. Look at the score. What was the score?
You tell me. I mean, I didn't watch
20.
the game. I mean,
I watched. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wish I seen the clip after the show. I seen the clip after the show. Like it's a horrible pass. Like even Pro Football Focus pointed out. They said the dude's standing right there. Just give him the football. I'm
not saying you wrong. It just I didn't see the play. I just want to know the situation and everything.
Yeah, it was third down and they kicked the field. But I'm saying like you have a chance to score. And the Buccaneers been moving the football up and down the field on you all day.
Yeah,
so
one play don't win and lose a game. One play don't win and lose a game. I think totality Tampa Bay just outplayed them. And Tampa Bay was wanting to get their lick back, and they did. So I mean, they played a really good Tampa Bay team who's trending upwards. Let's move on to next.
You're right. One play don't lose your game, but two interceptions in critical situations will.
They 1-1. Two interceptions. I'm gonna repeat this again.
61 QBR rating. That's what I'm saying. He had a lot of throwaways that he wasn't comfortable. He was eating a lot of passes, RC. I'm trying to tell you. He was scared. The boy was scared. He didn't want to make the throw. He was scared.
Patrick Mahomes threw 2 interceptions. He won.
Right. I mean,
Jared Goff, Gatwood. Think about what you just said. Think about what you just said. You said Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl.
That was your point, though. That was your point, though. You said he threw 2 interceptions.
MVP, multiple rings. Jared Goff threw 2 interceptions. I don't see Jared Goff trying to bring me back from 2 interceptions. That's the difference.
I'm just saying, you said 2 interceptions. That was the difference in the game. Patrick Mahomes threw 2 interceptions.
You do know football teams win Super Bowls collectively as a team. He didn't go out there and beat the 49ers by himself. He had a vaunted defense last year. Defense was really special.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you're not talking about Jared Goff, but trying to compare Patrick Mahomes.
You need to do this. When you don't like a player, don't hold that against him. That's all this is.
No, I'm holding against him not making throws that he getting paid to make. That's why I'm holding against him.
All right.
That's why I'm holding against him.
I agree with you on that because if he would have completed that pass to Gibbs, I would have won on underdog. So
look, we always talking about give your guys a chance. Give him a chance.
I agree with you on that.
Give him a chance. All right. Packers beat the Colts 16-10. Flowers, the floor is yours.
I don't want to sit up here and boy y'all out on the sleeve.
I do have a couple of questions though, Flowers.
Go ahead.
Do you think AR is trying to push the football down the field a little too much instead of taking what's given underneath?
Great question. Let's start with that one. Yes and no. Let's understand, guys. This was Anthony Richardson, literally his first away game. He got hurt in Houston last year in the first quarter. So this was his first full away game. All right. The defense put Anthony Richardson in a position to where he felt the need that he had to do extra to get the team back in the game. That's a lot. That's part of that learning curve we've been talking about. Well, that I was saying that he needed to go. Well, he's going through right now, and a lot of these young quarterbacks are going through. I don't blame Anthony for taking initiative on himself to try to get the team back in it, but he needs to understand one play at a time. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time in these football games. You're talking about 3 hours worth of a game, 48 minutes. Or 60 minutes, excuse me, in the NFL, excuse me. So it's a lot of time. 2 of his interceptions he forced down the field. The third one was a pick on a Hail Mary. I just think AD needs, or not just AD and Ant, the whole team needs a big picture of consistency. I just feel like we're beating ourselves still. Now, if you'd have caught me Sunday, Gus Bradley, his ass needs to be fired. Look, I can go. I can break down film and everything about how the Packers rushed for 230 yards in the first half. Second half, tell 2 tapes, a different story. But with the coach giving up 500 rushing yards in the first 2 games. I want to say they gave about 230 plus to Green Bay Sunday. It was what I expected as far as what Green Bay needed to do. They were going to run the ball, make the young quarterback throw certain passes, not try to give him too much predicament. Now, Malik Willis, I will say this.
Yeah, Malik.
He looked, he looked a shell of him. Look, he did not look like the same person that was in Tennessee. I seen composure. I seen this guy that was comfortable, knew what he was doing in offense. So I don't blame the Tennessee staff for getting fired after seeing what I seen. But I do want to say this about our defense. I need Zaire Franklin. I need EJ Speed to come to the front and listen to me. Stop doing them goddamn podcasts. I see y'all like diving at Josh Jacobs' ankles and ain't tackling shit. Excuse my language because I don't even get like this. But when you sit yourself up to sit up here and run your mouth all season, you get paid, you get a little fat, your pockets get fat, and you come out here and you can't stop the damn run. I got a problem because I haven't seen this in the past 5 years. The Colts have been pretty good stopping the run, especially the last 5 years. Secondary, we can have a conversation about. That goes on ballot. That's another conversation. But I'm not dead on the team. With all that happening, the offense still had chances to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
They have to grow up. I will say this and I will be done. I don't listen to people that tell me somebody sucks because they see what they don't want to see. Anthony Richardson is Josh Allen, okay? So they need to take the Josh Allen approach with Anthony Richardson. He needs to run a little more. He needs to protect himself. I hate that he waited until the fourth quarter to use his legs to keep drives going. I respect him for wanting to sit in the pocket and be a quarterback. But you're not afforded that right now. The game is too fast. Keep plays going. I'd rather you be in 3rd and 5 than 3rd and 10. Okay? This is how we're going to learn. But we'll see how it goes next week. Like I said, I can go on and on about this, but I'm not trying to hold y'all up tonight. I need consistency from the team. I need the defense to grow some damn balls in the story.
Yeah, I was very shocked. I was flipping between y'all game and the Saints game.
That's what I was
like,
going.
I was waiting for y'all. Like, okay, they clearly just run the ball down the throats, but they surely figured it out. It's too much. The clock literally ran out. The time literally ran out on y'all.
It shouldn't have took Gus Bradley and the defensive staff to get to halftime to realize, hey, let's get out this 4-2-5 we're in, because Green Bay, they're blocking with 7, and we got 5 or 6 people up front, and the offensive linemen are getting up to the second level. Tight ends are setting the edge. Jacobs and company are running around the edge, running through the tackles. And look, it's like they just run up a wide open alley, man, in the first half. The second half, they're just, of course. But like I say, the wide outs, A.D. Mitchell, that's one. I love the kid. A.D. Mitchell is getting open, ladies and gentlemen. He is getting open. But he's dropping passes. He's giving up on some of his routes. Like I said, it's growing pains. We need Josh Downs back. We need somebody that can work the intermediate part of the field, 15, 20 yards in that middle of the field. We don't have that. Look, Anthony Richardson threw a ball right at Ashton Doolin's chest. And as soon as Ashton Doolin turned his head, he was so shocked that the ball was already there, he didn't know what to do. It hit him right in the chest. Ball falls. Incomplete pass.
Oh.
So Anthony Richardson is doing fine, but people just have to realize it's his 5th game. He's doing good. Be patient with these kind of quarterbacks. That's why you see teams with veteran teams, they're winning right now. They look more complete because they understand what's going on. Give the young man some time.
Give him time.
Good job, Green Bay.
All right. Yeah, shout out to Malik Willis. We thought he was going to be at the league in a couple years, but he might have a little something here. All right. Jets, they beat the Titans 24-17. The Vikings beat the 49ers 23-17. That was another shocker right here. All right.
Hey, can you say what you said about Brock Purdy earlier? You said he was turning the ball over. He playing horrible.
Yeah, he had 2 interceptions, didn't he?
Okay. Can I have the floor?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So I can't prepare tonight because with you, even if I am prepared, it's like you stubborn and you're gonna be stuck in your way. I stat that came up about the top five quarterbacks in passing yards in 2 weeks. Because since y'all basing all this energy off for just 2 weeks, and y'all going to the Super Bowl and the Lions are dead and dying, Brock Purdy has 550 yards passing, dude. Okay, but listen who right behind him: Gardner Minshew, Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is the 5th quarterback on that list. By season's end, that list gonna look totally different. Okay, those interceptions in that game. I'll say this, man. I want to keep mine short because time ran out on us. The Vikings played a perfect game, and still we stopping them getting off the field, get the ball back, go down and score. But for some reason, it just seemed like they have our number since 1992 in that regular ass dome. It's a new dome now, but that area we just can't beat them. If we play them in the playoffs in Minnesota, I'm taking the Vikings. My betting head gonna take the Vikings because they have our number, and it's just that's what it is. They beat us last year without Justin Jefferson, but 49ers are gonna be fine. Like I said to a few people that want to call me and ask me what's going on, it's 2 weeks. It's a marathon, not a sprint. If you're looking at 2 weeks of football and you're trying to decide who's gonna be the Super Bowl winner, you're not watching football logically. You just kind of just happy about where you're at. But I saw nothing to disappoint me. If anything, you need to be worried because I have reinforcements coming back at some point. And so right now, I'm just maybe they be hurt now and get the hurt stuff out the way, and we'll be fine later. But other than that,
right? Nobody think y'all falling off the world, RC. I don't know who you're talking to.
Not you.
Okay.
It's not just us, the Cowboys. They're gonna be fine. Watch. They're gonna rally off some wins, and then we the balls again. You know how it goes.
I think what got Purdy though, you saw Brian. He walked with the Brian Flores. He like, man, that's some crazy stuff. What you're doing out there? I think what he did, from what I heard too, from what Pro Football Focus, they did a good breakdown of the defense they threw at Brock. And it was something that he hadn't seen before because I think the last time they were doing more man-to-man with a little bit of blitzing, but this time they switched it up with some zone coverages, some zone blitzes too. They threw a wrinkle in there.
And they pushed the pocket into a short man's face. See, he might be 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches taller than Kyler Murray. He ain't tall himself. And he was standing there patting the ball. And big defensive lineman here, and they were batting his passes down. You know, Purdy like to improvise and get out. If you keep Brock Purdy and Kyler Murray and short Jalen Hurts and Bryce Young in the pocket, they're in trouble. And that would be the way I would play Purdy. Make him stay in the pocket and play quarterback. Don't let him get out of there.
Do I sound crazy now for liking my quarterbacks with a little bit of height?
No, you don't sound crazy. I just think it's a little biased because we don't live in a perfect world. I mean,
it's kind of crazy you say that because your quarterback that won you a Super Bowl was the same height.
Yes.
He's an outlier. Yeah, he's an outlier. You see, but you realize what Drew Brees did to look over the offensive line. Dude literally stretched his neck to see downfield.
So Brock Purdy couldn't do that?
I don't know. Brock
Purdy actually has a long neck. If you look at it, it looks like an ostrich. It looks like a white belt.
It's funny, kind. He kind of like it's funny when Drew Brees step back and he trying to look over the line. He's down his toes a little bit and look up like this and throw the football.
But I want to say this about the Vikings. I've never seen a team blitz that much in my entire time watching football. And what's going to happen? What happened to him last year? It happened to him last year. He blitzes so much that when teams, that's all. He don't know how to play coach defense outside of blitzing. I mean, I didn't see any. They say they threw some zones in there, bro. That dude was bringing more than we could block, and Purdy wouldn't get it off quick enough. And that's how, and that throws off the West Coast offense because it's all timing. But if he playing against Patrick Mahomes or a quarterback that can see that coming,
right?
That's why they don't. That's why they always kind of fizzle out in the end. Like that defense is, and they play as a unit real well.
Yeah, like that wasn't like a super bad loss. You know what I'm saying? It
was just a loss of when people parlays. That's it.
The Vikings played perfect because Jordan Mason had his second straight 100-yard rushing. And Fred Warner had played a great game. It could have been worse if he wasn't on the field.
It was the turnover, the block punt, bad game of short field.
Yeah, the 97-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And then you got the ball. Justin Jefferson gets hurt, leaves the game. The 49ers are very disrespectful, arrogant sons of bitches. I'm trying to tell you. When Justin Jefferson's go out the game, it's like they're going to give us the ball back. And I like the fact that the coach for the Vikings was like, no, we're going to drop our nuts and play football. We're going to make you earn it. And they couldn't get a 3-and-out, and they lost because they didn't have Addison or Justin Jefferson, and they moved the ball down the field to get the 3 points.
I didn't agree. I didn't agree with y'all going forward on 4th and goal that early instead of just taking the points.
This is my problem with Kyle Shanahan. Do that in a Super Bowl, Doc. Play that aggressive in a Super Bowl. I don't care about a regular season game. Do it in a Super Bowl and say, I'm pushing all my chips in. He was so aggressive in that game. I was like, bro, I don't even know who that is. But like you said, I can live with it. I'm just happy to get out of that stadium, that dome without any injuries. Because
Debo, he's hurt.
Well, he gonna get hurt every year. And speaking of podcasts, him and Ayuk got a podcast. Man, I'm so over the NFL players with podcasts, man.
Did you see Marcus Parsons after the game? You know, he went on his podcast and talked about. He's like, man, he said, what did he say? He said, about he never been beat that bad. They're like something like that. And somebody said, man, you have front row to the beat. What are you talking about? he was talking like he wasn't in the game. That's what the way he was talking about the game.
We got players that's going on podcast after the game.
Yeah, yes. People dogging my. Yeah, I wish I screenshot.
Man, get your behind in the film room.
They said, bro, you had a front row to that beating. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't be on video after that.
I'm telling
you. When I watch football, Monday Night Football, then y'all do it. You don't have to do it every time, but just click over and listen to Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. And at the end of the game, when they go changing jerseys, Peyton always be pissed off about that. Like Peyton was like, "What are they smiling about? Why would you want his jersey?" He's like, after the game like I lost, he was mad because of them swapping jerseys. He was like, how many jerseys do y'all want? Man, and Eli was like,
that's how I am too, though. But after a loss, I'm ready to get out of there, bro.
That's a pretty new thing in the NFL, isn't it?
Hey, so Peyton's thing was last night. What were the Eagles happy about? And Eli, like, it's they have friends on the other teams. Like, but what are y'all happy about? I mean, right now the Commanders leading the division. What are we happy about?
I don't get it. It bothers me. All right, the Patriots. No, the Seahawks beat the Patriots 23-20. The Seahawks go 2-0. Patriots go 1-1. Yeah, they all run. Ramondre Stevenson. Put some respect on that guy's name.
Yeah, they put a PlayStation 5 in their locker room. Bill Belichick would have never done that. So, yeah.
He getting to see how everybody. He said it too. He get to see how everybody run their team and operate, and maybe it'll give him a rude awakening how he was running things.
I got a PS5 in their locker room.
Commanders beat the Giants 21-18. I called that one. I knew the Commanders going. Well, we didn't talk about it, but I knew the Commanders probably win that one.
They should have lost
it. Every week, Jaden Daniels was like Pac-Man. He's trying to die. He's trying to die, man. Get down, kid.
He's not ready yet. He's still wet behind the ears, so he's a rookie. That's all it is. All right, the Jags lose to the Browns 18-13. The Jags go 0-2. Browns go 1-1. I was listening to Pro Football Focus today. They had a great question. They said, "What is the Jaguars' identity? What are they trying to do on offense?"
I have no idea.
Good question.
Do they run? Are they all about running ETN? Are they all about getting the receivers involved, getting the tight end involved? I think Evan Ingram injured now.
Yeah, Ingram got before the game started.
Yeah, and they were talking about Christian Kirk had 4 catches for -1 yard, something like that. It was something crazy. So that I'm like, I don't know. When I watch the Jazz, that's how I feel about it. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going to happen because of how they play style.
When you pay somebody $200+ million, that's your offense.
Yes,
Come on now.
Sunshine.
They got weapons. They really do have weapons. I mean, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk,
Gabe Davis.
I'm just saying they have enough weapons to get the job done.
Oh no, they have enough weapons to push the ball downfield, but not to work the short stuff.
People like they said, they still telling me Trevor Lawrence was better than Andrew Luck coming out. I still don't see it.
No, that's not even close.
But I think Trevor Lawrence is maybe he hadn't been publicly, publicized that he'd been going to the masseuse parlor that Deshaun Watson was going to, because they look a lot alike at times. Like Deshaun looked pretty okay this week, but I'm telling you, like they go to the. It's something about them damn Clemson quarterbacks, man. I don't get it. Like,
think what you're saying.
Trevor Lawrence never done what Deshaun did
at Clemson. They were at the forefront of college. They were juggernauts. What
happened to them?
Where was the adversity when they played at Clemson?
Man, I'm telling you,
they were loaded.
If you watch Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson play, they have this. It's like that system. It's kind of like Alabama quarterbacks. They all look the same in the pros to me. They look like, at times they look really good, and then at times they look really lost. So,
Deshaun was better than Trevor.
Trevor never did what Deshaun did in Houston, though.
But Trevor won a playoff game.
Yeah, because who was that?
Deshaun beat the Bills.
The charge. No, what's the charge? They
choked.
Come all the way back. They choked.
You still gotta go score touchdowns.
Agree.
So I mean,
all right. The Ravens lose to the Raiders 26-23. The Ravens go to 0-2. Raiders go 1-1. Gatwood. Lamar 0-2 right now. What do you think? How can the Ravens get back on track?
I think the Ravens, I think they'll be fine, but I really don't think they have an identity in a way. I feel like sometimes they're, we got Derrick Henry, we got to run the ball. We got Lamar, we got to run the ball. Oh, we got to figure out a way to get Mark Andrews the ball. We got to figure out a way to get Zay Flowers the ball. I just feel like they need to stick to the run game. Sometimes they get away from the run game way too soon because that's their identity. They need to run the ball and worry about the passing game later. But I mean, they have a good team, but I don't know, man.
Flowers, are you worried about Baltimore's defense?
Not as much as I'm worried about the offense. I think the defense. To me, defenses come around quicker than offenses. It's a new scheme. I don't know if they promoted somebody from McDonald's staff. If not, but I just think that the offense is the problem. I mean, they lost three offensive linemen, man. I think that's a big deal. Then you got to block Max Crosby and the defensive tackle, from the Raiders. And look, we have problems, but like my boy Kelly's saying, you got Minshew. Hey, he went to Baltimore last year, took the coach team and beat them in overtime. Same thing this year. The Raiders, I mean, I was telling you when we were doing picks, man, the Raiders have talent. Now, where it goes, I don't know. I've always been keen by saying the longer Gardner holds on to the ball, the worse the things get. But when he lets it go quick, this kind of result.
It was a weird game because Baltimore didn't do anything really to lose it. The Raiders just kept fighting them. It was just like they couldn't knock them out. They're like, dang, bro, these boys coming right back at us.
It's hard to knock them out.
That's a great point, man. That's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching it. They just won't leave me alone.
Like, dang.
Gardner Minshew is second in passing yards, is leading the league in completion percentage.
Not shocking.
Yeah, not shocking.
I want to say he's the modern day form of Ryan Fitzpatrick.
That's it. Come on, bro. Don't get paid really good at some point.
He is. All right. The Chargers beat the Panthers 26-3. Panthers are 0-2. Chargers are 0-2. Bryce Young have been benched. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, the Red Rifle, which one you want to call him, is getting the start.
Nobody never called him that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did call him
Call
the
him
Red.
that
Yeah,
since I used to
When
call
he
him
was on the Bengals, he played for the Bengals
Yeah,
10
when-
years.
The Red
Yeah.
Rocket.
yeah,
their rifle or some shit. They used to call him.
yeah. It was a red. They called him the Red Rifle, the Red Rocket. One of those two.
The 22.
Oh,
Pew, pew. That-
He was good with the Bengals, though. He was good.
yeah,
with
he
the
was. Wasn't that injury that happened to him?
Hold on. Let me say this. I'm glad y'all just made me just a lock of memory in my mind. When Andy Dalton was the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals, they had the best roster in football.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Green.
They couldn't get over the hump. They
Had
had
a
TJ
great
Lewis and Lozado.
defense.
Yeah.
My word. All right, Bryce Young gets benched. RC, is this the end of Bryce Young?
I hope it is in Carolina that he can get out of there. Somebody finesses them and get him out of there. I would prefer him to go to Miami because that would just be ideal. He'll be in the West Coast offense and he'll be able to play a style he's familiar with. I really feel sad for Carolina Panthers fans. If anybody on this panel have been through those seasons where your team win 4 and 5 games, which I have, that's extremely tough. After being a really good organization, they done went to the shitter quick. And so it's the curse of Wilkes, Cam Newton. I mean, the lack of the way they cut Cam early, you don't want to rush him off and bring in, just usher in this new regime, and they've done nothing post Cam Newton. But the one thing I don't understand about the benching of Bryce Young is as if he's the problem. Like, your entire team sucks. And so to blame one guy after 2 weeks of football, that makes absolutely no sense. And that just tells you, if you're a Carolina Panther fan, stop watching those games. That's a clear indication your team is going nowhere fast. And they don't have a clue about what the hell they're doing. Because who panics after 2 weeks of football? If you're talking about his height and, they're throwing the interceptions and stuff, man, who is his number one receiver?
Johnson.
Thielen, Deontay Johnson, he ain't no slouch.
Yeah, but Deontay Johnson made a name for himself in Pittsburgh, but we don't know Deontay outside of Kenny Pickett and ball. I mean, you do realize that some places make players, and then when they leave that place, they turn into something else. I don't know that he's just an X. He may be a good player, but he ain't an X receiver. They need a lot of things besides quarterback.
I have a stat for you that's pretty overwhelming. Did some research.
I got one for you when you go back with it. Come on.
Panthers O-line is ranked 14th. So they in the middle of the pack. They not just terrible.
Okay.
Young was pressured 1 out of 7 times.
Okay, but listen.
So
I'm gonna give you a stat to rebuttal that.
Hold on. His pressure rate, the pressure rate for this O-line, he only getting pressured 13%. So that's very good. He's not getting a lot of pressure when he's dropped back. So it's only 13%.
PTSD. But here's the stat. Over the last 10 games, the Carolina Panthers have only had a lead for 10 seconds. I'm gonna drop the mic. I want you to hear what I just said. They led the game for 10 seconds. Over 10 games, you done led the game for 10 damn seconds. You've been getting your ass tore up. And that kid is in shell shock. Dude, do you know this is the thing about Carolina? They're another team that blow it up. You gave away your best players. Yep. You got rid of guys' talent. I'm talking about you didn't have to do what you did. If you're building, why are you getting rid of your talent, your young talent? It makes no sense. But I just feel like, to me, it goes back to what we said about Jamarcus Russell and all the others. When you get drafted to a bad team, your confidence go in the shitter. Because a lot of these guys come out of college, they winners. Their confidence go in the shitter, and then the organization, it's somebody in that organization that wanted CJ Stroud. It's probably a lot more than you think. And Bryce Young is catching. We might not see him no more, bro. We might not see him no more.
They also talk about how in Alabama he was known to making outside throws, outside of numbers. They say he's not even doing that. He's not even taking a chance on that. Like, he's not doing that at all. And so they brought up a very good point. They said that Bryce Young might be on his way out. Because usually a quarterback that's picked that high and get benched, how many of them actually come back and take over the starting job? They usually get traded or go to a different team.
Yeah, but man, he got drafted into a bad situation.
They tried
bad situation. That I can't stand that Panthers on David Tepper. He needs to be fired because
he's the owner.
Yeah, because he hasn't done anything.
But didn't they fire Frank right after 11 games?
Yes.
And then Matt Rule was there for 2 years?
A year.
Maybe a year.
Okay, so listen to me. I believe everybody knows when Matt Rule goes somewhere, that first year is a wash. The second year, they're going to turn it around. He didn't get a chance. And then Frank Wright, he's an older guy, but I think you got to give the guy a chance. You're not giving them fair chances to be successful. So that's a blessing for Bryce Young.
Yeah, what that tell me that he needed to change the series. Cause maybe he do have PTSD. If he's not even taking chances on some of his best throws that he threw in college, not even looking at it, then yeah, something wrong. And he's not really getting that much pressure that he's feeling something. So he might be in his own head.
Like Malik Willis, everybody thought he was done. Put Bryce Young on the Packers.
Well, I think that game, the Green Bay came out with a whole nother different packages, how they ran the ball.
I'm saying Bryce Young.
They're throwing some wrinkles.
But this is something that I've seen too in that Green Bay game with the Colts, both sides. When you got a dual threat quarterback, and I'm gonna see it this week with Michigan playing USC. When you bring the dual threat quarterback, then they gotta account for him. You gotta account for Anthony Richardson probably if you go man and you turn your back. It's always in the back of the defensive mind. I like it.
Right.
And so my thing is Bryce Young is a prolific passer. I'm telling you, he's just as good as Kyler. And he's a winner. He needs to be in an offense where he's allowed to do such. And he have talent and have guys. I don't know where that's at. I don't know where he would go.
To be honest, I don't think he'll do good at anywhere. He'll probably be a third stringer at best, in my opinion. I mean, he's 5'9", 195, soaking wet.
I don't think he's 5'9".
I was in Alabama though, man. He was crazy at Alabama.
I just didn't like. I didn't like. I don't know. It was just something about him that just didn't pop out to me. I was just like, okay, that's probably that's what it is. I see.
But I feel like I agree with RC.
Man, you say that about everybody, man. It's just something about him, man.
When I watched him throw, I wasn't impressed. His arm screen is good, but I just wasn't impressed like that.
But you realize that kid was rated higher than when he was coming out of college.
Look at Tua coming out of Alabama. I mean,
but I'm not out of college.
Bryce Young on the Dolphins
at Alabama.
Yeah.
You put Bryce Young on the Dolphins, I think they're good. I'm for real. I watch a lot of SEC football. I
honestly think that Bryce Young could be in San Francisco doing what Purdy doing because he's a better passer. He's a better passer than Purdy. Let me tell you, he's a better passer than
we
Purdy.
don't know that, RC. We don't know.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that, man.
RC, have you been watching film?
Yeah, accuracy.
You didn't watch Bryce Young in Alabama. He was so accurate.
He was accurate, bro.
Yeah, we're talking about him as a rookie. I can't say that he'd be better than Brock Purdy when he's just a rookie, really.
But being this is why he will be better because he will have Kyle Shanahan who's gonna mask his flaws. He's gonna put him in the best possible situation. You got to understand, Brock Purdy got the easiest job in football. Yep. He can't miss. He threw 2 picks, but bro, they lost by 6 points. You did. Listen. He threw the 2 picks. They're down 6, and then they lose. I think they get 3 points added to the 6, and so therefore but you had a horrible game, and you still almost won the game. Now tell me how many situations where you can have that bad of a game in the first half, and your team still in it to win. So that's my point. If you put Bryce Young in that and say, hey, look, throw the out to Debo, slant to IU, Kittles, McCaffrey, Mason. I think Bryce Young will be fine. He over there playing with God knows who. He got a guy over there talk like this, Ben. You see what we're gonna do? We're gonna go down there, catch that football, and put the ball back in play.
Let me.
At the end of the day, Frank wanted CJ Stroud.
Yep.
Yeah, they wanted CJ. They wanted CJ.
But
Everybody wanted it.
Thank goodness they didn't get CJ. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm glad but I'm just saying, you can agree with what RC's saying is credible, because most 49ers fans right now would be like, oh, Brock Purdy's the GOAT. You know, he's the greatest. But RC knows that, you know, he's a system quarterback. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. I'm just saying RC knows that you can put other quarterbacks in that system and they'll be good.
I can name 10 guys. When Cam said it last year, I took offense to it because I was like, Cam, you sound bitter. He was right. I just didn't want to hear it out of his mouth. I'm like, just shut it. Just go away. But he was telling you the truth, because if you think about it right now, it's what I'm watching, what I watch Sam Darnold do with his best receivers out. I don't know if Brock can do that. We're going to get a chance to see it this week if Brock can come out and win games without all of his pieces. And he'll get a chance. Say it again.
Debo's hurt.
Debo's hurt. Christian's
I'm talking about who y'all playing against.
We play the Rams. But just see him in a game where he has to find other guys and get them going and win a game without everything being perfect. He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo, but I'm saying Bryce Young in an offense where if you gave him what the Saints have and you took Derek Carr out and you put Bryce Young in that and you put them veterans around him, he's going to play good football, man. That stuff matters, bro. C.J. Stroud not winning in Chicago and not winning in Carolina if he don't have
to. I think he'll do better.
There's a but with it. We would see C.J. Stroud stand up field even though the team may not be bad. We got plenty of examples of that over the years. Matthew Stafford, and I can go on and on with different examples. Yeah. But we would know C.J. Stroud could play. Now, I'm going to say this about Bryce. Bryce at Alabama, in my opinion, he did more with less.
Yes.
He didn't have the talent Tua had.
Bryce is better than Tua.
He didn't have those receivers. He had Jameson Williams that got hurt. They lost championship because of that. And he won one. So I look at Bryce a different way because I feel like he had to improvise more at Alabama because Georgia took all the talent that Alabama used to get when Bryce was there. So I just feel like Alabama was the lesser of the bunch than what Mac Jones and Tua had compared with Bryce, but Bryce made it work. He can play.
Do y'all think a change of scenery would change that?
Yeah, most definitely. But
I told RC Miami.
I don't know.
But look,
Miami Dolphins need to trade for Young. We'll see that happen.
I think the CJ Stroud thing is it intrigues me because I watched him in the Big Ten and I watched him play with the best receivers. You look at all the receivers he played with are in the NFL right now, and I'm talking about a lot of them have names. It's hard to pronounce their last name outside of Marvin Harrison, but he played with a plethora of receivers. Then he get drafted into the NFL, and he has Nico Collins, who was my number one receiver. He's a dog. And Tank Dell was really good. And then they bring his offensive line is really good. It's always been really perfect for him. To see a guy under distress and having to lift up guys, 11 guys or 10 other guys, that is extremely tough. CJ Stroud is an exceptional quarterback. But to ask him to take the Carolina Pussycats and lift them up, it ain't happening.
So if Andy Dalton come in and lead them to a victory and look way better,
it means nothing to me.
The same thing.
It means nothing.
What they say now.
It means nothing
because Andy got 10 plus years of experience, and Bryce only got a year and a quarter under his belt.
Dude,
that would still show that maybe all the problems is not in the Carolina.
If I shoot you 9 times, you live. Every time you hear a gunshot, it's gonna affect you.
You gonna jump.
Oh damn!
Man, you get paid million. You better not have PTSD. You better work through that stuff. You better go therapy or something. You pay.
There are plenty of examples of quarterbacks being hit so much that it alters.
But like I said, I just gave y'all the stat that he only getting pressure 13%.
You said in 2 games this year. 2 games. What about last year?
Y'all,
I mean, but they all 2, they barely put up 3 points. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If he only getting pressure 13%,
and you can tear that shit up.
To 1 out of 7 pressures, that's great. That is great. That's
this year.
Ben, I think.
What about
Ben? My bad. I was gonna say that I think we should disregard like the pressure stats because he been going
Y'all
through.
say he had PTSD, but he only getting pressure 13%.
2 games.
But
I'm saying, but these 2 games, they're not even putting up points. He barely had 85 passing yards.
I got another stat for you real quick.
What's that?
Over the last 10 games, the Carolina Panthers have only led for 10 seconds.
You need to put that on the defense too, but defense are great.
Bro, you only had a lead for 10 seconds.
Yeah,
but what about now? This is a new season. He barely put up 85 passing yards.
Over the last 10 games. That's including the 2 you got this year. Over the last 10, your last 10. He don't know what it feels like to be winning.
He should feel perfectly fine, and there's no pressure.
He's had 3 coaches within the last 18, 19 games.
Look, y'all know I'm a little.
This is the NFL. He gotta put that stuff behind him, look forward.
Oh wow!
I'm a little biased.
He gotta get
y'all know
that out.
We talk about poise. I'm a little biased, obviously, with C.J. Stroud, but he's had great poise in the NFL. But coming out of college, so did Bryce Young. Bryce Young he's a great guy. Mm-hmm. He doesn't care about the nonsense.
Mature.
He has great poise too, and I watched him play in the SEC for years. He played great in the SEC. I feel like he was in the right situation that he would be a good NFL quarterback.
And listen, I said that same thing about Tua. Miami drafted him. He went to a defensive-minded head coach in Brian Flores, and they ran him into the ground. You got to understand, man, quarterbacking, once you lose your confidence, it's kind of like any of y'all play golf. You had a moments where you just have bad days, and you'll look at golf like, I don't ever want to touch the clubs again. So quarterbacking, it's like hitting a baseball. You've ever hit a baseball or stood on it? That's a hard thing to do. So once you lose your confidence as a quarterback, Benjamin, it's going to be hard.
It's a job, right? It's a job. You better go find them. You better go find them confidence. Are you going to be playing for long?
That's why
I was a pitcher in college.
I don't want to hear none of that sob story. You better get to work. You better figure it out, because it's your job. Go cry to your mama. Go cry to your mama, but I don't want to hear that.
That's easier said than done.
I'm just saying.
That's unfair. That's unfair.
That's
not unfair. He sound like Dabo Swinney. He would be getting his ass kicked because that thought process. You better get it together. Coach, I can't get it together. We have nothing together. You better
figure it out, son. We got therapy. We got all types of things you can have access to. Therapy. Go talk to one of Deshaun Watson's massage therapists. I don't know. Go figure it out.
Here come the real Ben. That's what I'm talking about. Ben Skill Bayless.
But when you stay on the field, I don't want to hear none of that. Go talk to the massage therapist. Don't talk to me about it.
What you do? Massage PTSD out of him, Ben?
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all say. Massage the ball out.
But now, like I am disregarding about the this had nothing to do with pressure stats of this year. He's been going through it ever since he got on the team.
It's put it behind. Whatever having to put the past behind you is a new year, new beginning. Put it behind you.
Hold on.
New year, new me.
What?
Talking about where? Look, let me see your goals for this year. Let me see you. Everybody have goals. Let me see. Let me see your goals for this season.
Hold on, Ben. Who's their leading receiver?
Deontay Johnson.
No,
No, it's not Xavier Leggett. It's Deontay Johnson.
Hey, you know the Carolina.
They are not bad. They have tried to add pieces to the team. They, like I said, their O-line ranked 14th, so they're in the middle. So I don't know what's.
Because you know why that O-line ranked 14th? They ain't always out there.
They go 3 and out. They had hold on. They go 1 from 12.
Great
1 from 12.
Y'all want to talk about pressure? Deshaun Watson's one who's got pressure. He's got 50 allegations against him, and he's still trying to lead the NFL team.
I think the Browns set him up. I think the Browns did some research. They're like, hey, go find some allegations. Go
and he still won last week.
If we could pin this on him, we out of agreement.
They land on Deshaun at this point, bro.
They gonna set him up like Dateline ABC. They gonna set him up like Dateline ABC. Son Watson walk into a massage parlor. So you here again, Deshaun.
But
Come on in, Deshaun. Come on in. Have a seat, buddy. What you here for?
Hey, I don't care. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die on the Deshaun tree. I'll die on it. On the hill, I'm gonna die on it.
50
Deshaun Watson
allegations.
got talent. I'm gonna die on it.
After 50, those I believe that one just come out just recently. They're lying. They're trying to get money. It's kind of like
the Browns found her. They paid her. They like,
hold on, wait.
This agreement, this contract.
Let me say this: to expect a first round quarterback to be like it take years. Like it take years for development for a quarterback to then be good. And,
of course.
And all I'm saying is that Bryce never really had a chance because although I do believe he is playing bad, at the same time he never really had a chance ever since he walked in them doors.
Exactly.
But listen to this,
Not everybody can do what Andrew Luck did. That's why he's the only one that did that.
Listen to this.
And the price that came is the fact that he's not playing football and he's only 34.
Mm-hmm.
Most making a point because I saw a stat where the quarterback for Oklahoma State and the quarterback from Utah were playing each other, I think, this weekend. The quarterback from Oklahoma State, I think is Rising is his last name. He's 25 years old. The quarterback for Oklahoma State is 24. He started at Michigan. And then you got people like Bryce Young and AR and Caleb Williams. They're like 22, 23 years old. Do y'all understand that we have a changing of the guard where in basketball need to adopt this where players are staying in college and then maturing. And so you're going to have quarterbacks that's going to come in the league. It's going to be heads and shoulders better than the players that's in the league that need to develop. They need to develop. You know, Brady was talking about letting them sit and let them develop. And so when you got somebody like Bo Nix who come in the league already, you know, older, you know, it's kind of like, it's like unfair to Bryce. Bryce need that. He needs to, I really feel like Bryce would be good in Denver. Yep. Because Sean Payton he would know how to massage that whole situation. He would know how to handle him. But the guy that's in Carolina, he looking at him like he should be Baker Mayfield, and he's not. He's not Baker Mayfield.
I don't know who created a rule that a rookie quarterback should start off right off the bat if you draft him in the first round. I think that's the owners pushed it out there like, hey, this guy needs to start. But I feel like development is a very important thing. You gotta some guys are ready, some guys are not, and it's up to you to figure that out.
That's still unfair. Well, yeah,
life unfair. I know you know that. It's unfair.
This man hard, man. This man, I hope your son will come in and be like, Dad, I don't feel like playing football no more.
Because being not understanding the fact they got rid of 2 starting quarterbacks, the best running back in the league, and the number 1 wide receiver for Bryce. And you expecting him to win?
Who's that?
Huh?
Who's that?
McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
They
had Christian McCaffrey. They had
John Burns.
I think they had tied injuries.
They had Sam Darnold and
they got rid of DJ Moore.
Yeah, DJ Moore. I think
DJ Moore won it out.
Brian Burns.
Yeah, Burns. That's what I'm saying.
Brian Burns won it out.
They got rid of a lot to get him, and it's like you expecting him to win.
Well, you name it. You literally name it, but it's like different coaching regime. So
it's still the same organization. Next time you watch the Carolina Panthers play in the back of the
I watch them.
There's a Carolina Panther in the back.
If you watch them, then you should understand this is an organizational problem.
Look,
it ain't.
I understand that the O line is ranked 14. They only give them.
Who cares about them being? They
Who
cares about that?
In 2 weeks of football.
Hey, I still go to ranking. I'm trying to see why he's not throwing passes that he should be throwing.
Look, when it get week 8, you can go to that. But right now,
all right, bet. I shove it for right now. I took it away for right now. We go back to 18.
Enough analytics to be able to say Carolina top 10 offensive line right now. I said there's not enough analytics available to say Carolina got a top 15 or top 10 offensive line right now.
Exactly.
I won't bring up numbers. But
really,
he got to throw for more than 85 yards. My flag football quarterback throwing for more than that.
This man crazy.
Ben, Ben, let me ask you.
Defense out there against your flag football team.
Hey, we put up 46. We put up 49 this past Saturday.
Ben,
So
let me ask you a question. Right. Mm-hmm. Y'all raise your hand if y'all think Deshaun Watson's done. Who thinks he's done?
I'm getting there.
God.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you why, Gatwood. I unfollowed him on social media because it's all about the life, what football brings. It's not about he don't have the passion for it no more. They stomped it out of him. They publicly
stomped it out of him.
Look,
I ain't gonna lie. Deshaun reminds me of Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
He playing. Deshaun actually playing. He might not.
Deshaun actually playing though.
That's
ruin.
Take the playing out of it. Just lifestyle and how they want to live. That's a very good comparison.
Flowers knows how good he was in Houston. Flowers knows.
We ain't denying that guy. We ain't denying he wasn't great.
It's hard for me to let it go though. Y'all gotta understand that.
I love Watson when he was in Houston. I want for y'all.
I want to do a documentary on Watson. What really happened to him? He was when he decided he wanted to leave Houston. They blackmailed him. I promise you, it's. That dude it was like Kobe Bryant before the rape charge. He had nothing going on, nothing. He was just doing all the positive things, and then he decided he wanted to leave, and then all this stuff came out because something changed there. And I don't care, these women, that many women not gonna stay quiet that long. That's a lot of women, and free will allows you to do and say whatever you want. So you're gonna be just quiet for that long. I think I think that goes on. I think a lot of guys in the National Football League get massages like that.
I don't know. They got Darren Sharper later. They got Darren Sharper later on.
That's different.
Deshaun Watson's my favorite player. So y'all gotta understand. All right, Deshaun Watson's my favorite player. Y'all gotta understand why it's so hard for me to let that go because I saw him be elite for so many years, and he's still young. I don't understand how he can just all of a sudden fall off.
But
there you go.
He made a business decision because public humiliation. They robbed him of. No matter how much money he has, when he goes out in public, he's viewed as weird, right? And he's not. It's just it's a tactic. It's a humiliation ritual. It's something happened there. But I will say this: he has to take the blame for some of it because he should have went to Atlanta or New Orleans instead of going to Cleveland. But they offered the most money because if you saw him in Atlanta or in New Orleans with that talent, he would have been way better because they would have put him in a better. Cleveland, everybody goes there to die. Everybody.
True. That's very true.
Baker's the only one Baker, the only one that was able to win there. Baker was the only one I've seen that was able to win there.
All right. Let's go over stud and dud. Most of I know you're gonna be on the show saying get yours.
Come back to me.
All right. Gatwood just stud.
Flowers knows who it is. Flowers knows.
We can do a 2-for-1 right here.
Exactly.
Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison Jr. We got it right here.
Junior around. Now they got him in the slot. Murray's looking for him. Pressure coming. Got away from Verse. Still on the move. Still on his feet. Throws to the end zone. It is caught by Elijah Higgins for the touchdown.
Man, I know they miss Aaron Donald.
Hey, bro, that baby was loose again. Did y'all?
He had that phone. He had that phone.
Aaron Donald motion.
Hey, that baby was moving around again. He looked like a little baby.
You know what I'm about calling Kyler Murray, RC?
What? What's that?
Kyler Murray, Tommy Pickles.
Hey, give me my phone, boy. Come back here. He's a Tommy Pickles. I ain't so dude, right? But I got he went super Kyler. He went super Kyler on that one.
Like the Mario coins out his head.
Bro, I had a graphic with him with the Super Mario theme. I need to go. I call it Super Kyler. Yeah, that'd be dope. Super Kyler. All right. RC, who's your stud?
Let me see who I sent, bro. You be asking me you be doing.
Okay, I got you, bro. You be having there, but I ain't gonna say that. Well, yeah, I got it.
Don't put that on me, but I have to look at my phone.
I was about to say something about you and Tua, but no, I ain't gonna say that.
Alvin tomorrow. Alvin tomorrow. AK.
Again, he doesn't want to be in third down much against this defense. He's going to try to gain it here on second down.
Pressure coming. They set up a screen. Oh, there's a lot of room. Alvin Kamara, room to roll. Alvin Kamara's going to score. Touchdown.
Y'all see him look at the safety?
Man,
that he's not fast. I don't understand how he be pulling away from everybody.
I love the way Drew Brees threw that ball. Did y'all?
Yeah, that really Drew Brees in with Derek Carr jersey on.
That was a beautiful.
Alvin Kamara, he's definitely. That's why I did that. If y'all didn't know, we have the Day Hey Greatness Alvin Kamara shirt in our item shop. You need to go cop that right now. That dude balling, man. He put up 49 points.
As soon as you make it to Deshaun one, I'll buy it.
You do not want me.
Like I told y'all, he'll be hating in 2 weeks.
I gotta make you a CJ Stroud one now. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'll buy a CJ one, but I'll buy the Deshaun.
All right. I'm about to do it. All right, I'm do the next play. I'm do Josh Allen and CJ Stroud. How about that?
All right,
CJ.
Okay, I'll buy CJ.
All right. My stud is J.K. Dobbins. He deserves it.
Dobbins trying to get to the edge. He's got a blocker. He's got more than a blocker. Inside the 25-20. Did the sprints help? Oh, boy, he somersets into the end zone. Touch.
He ran for over 130 yards. That hadn't been done since LT.
Chill out on that flipping. Hey, I need you. You on my bench.
Right. He said, I need you. All right, Mose, who's your you have an idea who will be your stud?
If I had to choose, it would be Justin Jefferson.
JJ,
he caught
Jettas.
The 97
ball.
Yeah, he caught that 97 yarder. That looked good. Man, one thing about the Vikings, they know how to get good receivers. I give them credit.
Taylor Gatwood, your dud was Trevor Lawrence, but I don't know what happened to the video, so I'm sorry about that. Flowers, who your dud?
Coach defense, y'all asses deserve 10,000 lashes.
Damn.
135 yards. Put it in the air this time. It is through there to Wicks and a touchdown. Willis threads it through.
Man, oh man.
15,000.
Man, Willis like a superstar out there. All right, RC, who your dud?
Hey, Will Levis. Please have his highlight.
He actually had a decent game. He wasn't that bad.
That dumb fumble he had.
Spears in there. 3rd and goal. Levis looking. Levis trips, trying to shovel it. That ball is free, and the Jets have it.
Hey, Ben. So I done figured out why he do that. Because he putting mayonnaise in his freaking coffee. And that's making his coach called him stupid. Basically, his coach said he was very blunt about it. He said, "What the f you doing?" It's just dumb.
I want to try it one day just to see how bad it is.
No, man. Dude, don't. You can tell it's bad. All right, my dud is Brock Purdy. Nah, just playing.
Yeah, we know you playing.
Nah, my stud is Jared Goff.
2nd and 16 for Detroit. Goff, pocket collapsing, throws over the middle, and it's picked off. He threw it right into the hands of Christian Izzian.
That would make me break something right there.
What did the commentator say?
It was there.
What did the commentator say though? The pocket is what? The pocket is what?
You don't have to throw it. You were right. You need points. You can't turn the ball over right there.
That's easier to say when the defensive lineman is sitting in your face. Like
that pressure was coming.
That game is much faster than
you want your quarterback to throw it. I'm not saying
but I'm saying he making decisions while under pressure. So dude it got on him quick.
Wait a minute. If you go back to the play where he went, it was the right decision. He just didn't get it over the safety.
It wasn't open.
He didn't get it.
3 people. Look, hold on. It was 4 people around that.
He didn't get it over the safety.
2nd and 16 for Detroit. Goff, pocket collapsing.
Pause it. If he gets that ball over that safety, that's a touchdown.
That's
Bro,
true.
He knew he didn't have enough arm strength to
No,
throw
bro.
that.
He was under pressure.
He didn't have enough time.
Exactly.
Back it up. Back it up. Show the pocket. Show what happened to him. His life left his body.
Yeah, replay. Look at that.
That's a decent pocket.
No,
Yeah,
watch this.
what?
Right now,
He's waiting too long. How many seconds that is? That's more than he's waiting for that to develop.
He's still running the route.
He just got the ball. He's stepping back, 3-step drop.
Okay, they still running the routes down here. They still running the routes.
They're still running the
He
route.
waiting on that seam route to develop because he see it.
That's
Okay.
Now he's trying to step into that throw. He can't step fully into it.
Watch this.
What is it, number 98, 99?
That's
That
terrible.
ain't terrible, Ben. I want to see you do that. I want to see
I
you
won't
do
go
that.
passes like that.
You got 2.5 seconds to make a decision and a pass.
That's too long ago to let that develop. He knew that, but he still tried to take a shot.
I mean, he's doing what Ben Johnson
do. I know you coach flag football, but who in the hell is quarterback guru? Like, who the hell made you the quarterback guru? How the hell could you tell this man? Listen, bro, have you ever been in a position where you had to think quick? I swear to God, bro, that is. I don't understand what you're looking at. You got him throwing in the defensive tackle saying, "Hello, my friend. We've been a kitty."
I have seen great quarterbacks.
That's 330 pounds.
Not take that long for something like that to develop. They usually eat it.
Do you remember the play where Ahmad Brooks hit Drew Brees and Brees is trying to lean up and Brooks is way bigger than him? Quarterbacks don't have the luxury of eating donuts and drinking coffee.
Where did that hit come from? Did it come from the up? Did it come from his blind side, or did it come from up the middle?
It came from his blind side. But this guy, in this case, it came up the. I think for me, up the middle pressure is harder than the blind side.
That's what I'm saying. He see the pocket collapsing in front of him, but he's trying to make that throw.
If he completes that throw, we're not having this conversation. So
he did, and they lost. So
it's an either or.
He's splitting hairs, brother.
All right, guys.
Yeah, let me say one more thing, man. I was talking about making a shirt for Deshaun Watson, and Flowers brought up a great point. Why don't you buy a shirt for CJ Stroud? So I guess I got to get over my ex. That's what I got to get over my ex. That's the point.
Yeah, your ex was for the streets.
For the streets.
Your ex was for the parlors. You don't need that.
Yeah.
Way to go. You found something way better. You found a godly woman.
She does look good. She looks good for sure.
She looks good.
Man, hey, if I had to choose a dud, it'd be Bo Nix, man. That interception was terrible.
Yeah,
I understand that.
That was bad.
I'm trying to throw rookies underneath the bus.
His answer was terrible too.
Yes, indeed. I
like his answer. Like,
that was terrible. I hated it.
I like the answer.
I'll step back
and
I threw a pick.
That's exactly what he did. He threw it right. It's nothing to explain there.
Do y'all know that Bo Nix leading our team in rushing? That's what I'm going through right now.
Bruh, I got to read y'all this before we get on the show. Jerome Ford said James Winston calls a play in the huddle like he's surprised to tell it. Like it's a surprise. There's so wrong with James Winston, man.
I love James Winston, bro.
I'll be distracted by the play while you trying to tell me to play. I'll be distracted.
Like he has a surprise to tell. Like he'd be like holding it a second before he let it out. Okay. Like I can hear him like, guess what, guys? It's zebra X right something. But people like James, that's who the Miami Dolphins might need to go call.
Yeah.
Call Jameis.
Yeah.
Right.
He's available. And he's gonna get his teammates some touchdowns so they can have, get their money. He's gonna make sure you take care of it.
I forgot to do the pick standings. Y'all ready?
Oh, I know it was a bad week for everybody.
Yeah, it was a bad week.
Randy.
Yeah, we got guys. I did outfits, but he never sent them to me.
I ain't gonna cap. I don't know who Randy is.
The total disrespect.
Yeah, Gatwood, you're not a casual, so that's why.
I'm not what?
A casual.
I'm a casual.
Randy.
Hey, wait a second now.
Yeah.
You got Randy up there, but we ain't see Randy Berkeley.
Yeah, he sent it to me.
He wasn't on that first week.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
Randy, right.
Hey, Brandon, let me see your face. Hey, man, don't be kissing the ass now, trying to get it good. You're from America first, goddamn. What do you? I trying to kiss ass. How in the hell did he surpass? He said openly he don't even watch football.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why
crazy. We got a man
I don't know y'all can see that,
who
but
barely be on the show.
But listen,
no, Randy's not on our show. He has his own show, the What's Up, the sports podcast.
But listen, most unknown need his stats up there next week. Well,
I'll have it first 2 weeks.
I want to see. But the first week it was like 4 people on there. It was me.
No, it's 5.
It was
5.
with T-Wright. T-Wright was on there.
Yeah, T-Wright's on there.
Yeah, man. That was a rough week for everybody though, because
no,
all teams
really.
that were picked to win lost. They go like 1-8.
Some was over 50%. Some of us were borderline 50.
I got 8. I know I got 8. But if you think about it, if the Niners, Eagles, the teams that were picked to win would have won.
Ravens.
Was that the only team that picked
Niners.
the Cowboys? Was that the only team that picked the Cowboys?
No, everybody picked the Cowboys except for you and Flowers.
I didn't pick the Cowboys.
Saints except me and Gatwood.
Yeah. Everybody else picked the Saints. Me, T. Wright, RC, Randy. So
Ben was kind of iffy about the Saints. He did not want to pick the Saints.
I thought about it. I said, man, what the heck?
If it was Ben, I mean, the Saints are going 17-0. So
shit, no, you pick against them. I did.
Yeah, I always pick against my team. I pick against them.
I'm probably going to go 17-0 with the Texans. So
I ain't never picking against the 49ers.
I am because I'm trying to win. I'm looking at these games objectively
one loss
and trying to figure out that one loss might be cost you the seeding. You never know.
That one loss.
I'm like, RC, you always preach to me. You gotta put your analyst hat on. So I put my analyst hat on when I pick my game.
I got on the damn hat. Shit. Hey, when I need to borrow your hat, you have it on standby.
Hey, when you do your game pick, put your analyst hat on. Take your heart out of it.
I'm never picking against Michigan or the 49ers. Michigan
last week
against the number 1 team in the country, and they could be trapped. I'm going to go blue.
So you put money on that. If we're picking, if Michigan and Texas playing again, you put money on Michigan.
I'm going to pick Michigan again every time.
Money.
2 times on Saturday. What's happening?
Ben, you should be listening to me. I'm a 2-time champ over here.
Yeah, that's true.
Champion belt.
And I'm in second place. 2
years. We think about get you a belt. Yeah, Flowers, he came in second. I came in third. T. Wright was still waiting on T. Wright's pie. Hey, Gatwood, you just gotta go over there and surprise him one day. Knock on the door and pie him.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up on him. He's probably in the streets right now.
Yeah, you can find him. Catch him lacking. Catch him lacking and just pie him.
Record it.
That's all you need to do.
And record it.
I got you.
Record it. Yeah, sneak up on, man. It's a whipped cream. Just put some whipped cream in a pan and shaving cream burn.
No, it
I'm gonna do it for the pod.
No, it doesn't get the tearless ones. Tearless shaving cream.
You're man.
We ain't get him the tearless ones. We get him the tear ones.
Crying for picking all them bad games last year. All right, guys, man. We did good show. We didn't get to talk about everything we want to talk about, but it's all good. Thursday, are y'all watching the game? Y'all want to come back Thursday? I think it's the Patriots versus Jets.
Yeah, might as well.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch. Look, yeah, y'all want to do a show Thursday?
Cool.
If you can't make it, you can't make it. It's all good. But We can go ahead and do the show Thursday. Patriots and Jets. Okay. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back Thursday. See y'all later. Peace out.
All right.
See y'all.